everyone, and welcome to episode 11 of Checkpoint Chat, the E3 Extravaganza. I'm joined, as always, by Matty Figuera.
The exclusive edition. Welcome.
Is it exclusive?
Yeah, this is the Patreon exclusive.
Oh.
Open to everyone.
When did we start a Patreon?
Whether you give $0 or $10, we're coming to you.
Did you start a Patreon and you're just pocketing the money for yourself?
I did. This is why I'm driving the same car I've had for the past 9 years.
Oh, but you see, that's
patrons
clever.
are doing well.
That's clever. Like with all these cash and transit heists,
I know.
If you start like driving a BMW or something, then I know that you're involved.
Funny story. The off ramp to get to your house is the same off ramp that the cash and transit heist happened. And it's funny. Well, it's not really funny, but it's funny because when the video was circulating, I watched it. I was like, I drive through that area every week.
Day. Yeah, well, I drive through there every day. I was just like, whew, are you
still alive?
That could have been, an interesting morning if I decided to leave at that time. Yeah. But luckily no one was hurt and stuff like that. So that's, there were people hurt, no one died.
No one died, yeah. And they caught half of them, I think.
No, I think they were in like 3 cars and they caught one of them.
Oh,
yeah, I actually got caught up. Like I was leaving Wits at that time and they closed the whole highway, the M2. I was like, what the hell's going on here? And then I saw this like helicopter circling and like so many police cars. I've never seen in my life that many police cars.
Thought all your years of tax evasion had caught up with you.
I was like,
I know.
It's been a good ride,
Like, oh my gosh, that Atlas Road, that's like down the road from my house. They're onto me.
So they had caught the one car there actually. So that was... Yeah, nice. Interesting. Yeah, but apparently there was another one in Pretoria, so I guess we're just living in Brazil now.
Basically.
We're living in the favelas.
Who still uses cash though? Like legitimately?
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Because I hate having cash.
My mom was like, what about, this is why people are going to things like Bitcoin. I'm like, the difference is if someone steals your Bitcoin, that's your money. Like,
exactly,
these cash and transit vans.
This is just everyone's money.
It's everyone's money. I'm not losing money out of my pocket.
It's weird, yeah.
Yeah, imagine your wallet gets hacked, all your Bitcoin gone, man. I'd cry.
Oh, I'd cry. Not that I have much Bitcoin, but I'd still cry.
I was telling you just before we started recording that now my mining is keeping my room really warm during winter. It's great.
Yeah, and it's cold today. And it actually is quite warm, although now you've stopped mining, I think.
Yeah, just so we don't have all this like fan noise in the background. Like, but it's getting cold. And even though it's cold, we went for runs this morning.
Yeah, it was great.
I'm getting back into it,
You came to what, you did Galuli's?
Yeah, because I picked up Shani at like 22 and she's like,
oh no, we're not going to
way.
make it. I
was like, let's just go to Galuli's and not avoid disappointment.
But what amazes me is that I know you still gym and everything, but you haven't been running parkrun regularly. But when you do, you still come up with these like ridiculously fast times. I was like,
yes, but I felt dead afterwards.
Did you throw up after?
If I had to run another 100 meters, I'd probably fall over and die. Tomorrow's the zoo run. Well, tomorrow our time, not when you're listening yesterday. Yeah, so it's the 10K one. So
are you doing 10K? Are you going to do 5?
No. You see, I'm of the mindset that I've done it before, so I can't. Yeah. I can't like. I feel guilty if I give up. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Running is really just a mental game, and it's an exercise in patience as well. Because today when I ran, my whole thing was just to do it because I'm doing the zoo runs run. I actually want to try have a personal best tomorrow.
Oh, so we're not running together then?
No. But running in today, I was like, I really should take it easy. I don't want to kill myself before tomorrow. But it's funny because I listen to music when I run, and there's always just that song or that part of a song where you just want to sprint. And I have to really hold back. I'm like, no. Just take it easy. So it really is an exercise in patience.
I thought you were listening to your podcasts when you run.
I'd ran out of podcasts this week.
Oh, okay.
Although, in somewhat related news, this last night, so you've seen Deadpool, I see you watched it.
Yeah, it was great.
Great movie. So watched that last night.
Did you watch it as well?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
So
okay, cool.
We can spoil it. Everyone dies. No, but no one does.
No one does, no. This isn't the Avengers.
Oh, man. Whoa. So I'm in the movie and then I see a pop up on my phone. It's like, your phone is being accessed from some, I don't know, country. Yeah.
Okay.
It's like, allow access or reject. I'm like, no, like reject.
Yeah.
Okay. But then this morning I wake up, it's like, your phone has been, not your phone, but your account has been locked because it's been like someone tried to access it too many times. It's like, well, that's annoying. And I try and log in and it just the session keeps timing out. So I'm like, whatever, I'll probably have to do it on my PC. Then I'm like, cool, I'm going for a run. Let me just check my latest podcasts are done. So I'm like, oh, cool. There's like the kind of funny, the Game Over Greggy
Oh, yeah,
that
Game
with the
Over
latest
Greggy show,
episode
yeah,
every
yeah.
Friday. So I'm like, cool, I can listen to that while I run. Try download it. It's like, no, your account, you're not logged in. You can't download the podcast. So it's like, oh, okay.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So no podcast for me. I was listening
That
to
sucks.
some nice heavy doof doof music to get me get me in the mood.
That always helps, yeah.
Yeah, but how's your week though? Had a
Yeah, I've been
week?
good. Been fairly busy, especially busy playing a really bad game. Let's get into that.
Yeah, let's talk about what.
Yeah. So,
what really
so wait,
bad game have you
this
been
episode's
playing?
going to be a bit different. We're going to kind of race through things we've been playing and race through the news very briefly.
Yes.
And then, like we said, it's going to be the E3 predictions podcast, which I guess we're trying to get out before everyone and their mother has the E3 predictions podcast out.
this
Because
is
it's
the
3
only-
weeks until E3.
And this is
so
the only E3 prediction show you want to listen to.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
we've got inside information.
Everyone else is a hack. What do they know?
They don't know anything.
Yeah, exactly. So we're going to go from each publisher. So like Sony, Microsoft, Ubisoft, EA. We'll just talk about Pele.
Pele, FIFA.
And kind of give our predictions on what we think we'll see based on what's being already revealed. And we have some predictions from you, our good dear listeners. We can discuss them. So very quickly, been playing State of Decay 2. That's the game I was playing last week that I couldn't talk about. It's bad. Do not buy that game. I joke. No, I don't joke about it being bad. It is pretty bad.
But before we get into it, remember last week we were talking about how Xbox are just in a bad place right now. And then we did mention in the game you play, there's something you're playing now that, you didn't even say that. We're like, I wish you could talk about something that's relevant to this conversation. And of course you're alluding to State of Decay 2.
Yeah.
And why were you alluding to that?
At that time, I wasn't actually that down on it. So if you don't know, State of Decay 2 is it's like a zombie apocalypse simulator in a sense, because there's no real story per se. You kind of just get thrown in this world that feels very, very similar to The Walking Dead, in a very good way and a bad way. It's kind of split in half of, this is an action game where you are smashing zombie heads in with all manners of weapons like crowbars and baseball bats, and you get guns with a lot of ammo actually. And it's all about balancing your quietness so you don't attract more zombies, and weapon durability, because weapons break after a while. So there's that half, and then the other half is a very small city simulator.
Sim City, man.
Yeah, so you kind of find other survivors in this area, or one of the 3 maps that you get to play on. And they can join your community, and they each have certain skills. So maybe someone would be a specialist in being a medic, or someone would be a computer specialist or whatever, and that will open up options within your base to build certain structures. So you can build a more advanced med bay, or you can build a command center that allows you to claim more outposts out in the wasteland. And outposts basically just give you passive resources over time. There's a lot happening in this game, so many systems, which at first I'm like, shit, there's a lot to learn and a lot to kind of play around with. The problem is State of Decay 2 doesn't really let you play around with the systems in a satisfying way. There were a bunch of structures that I could have built that I just ended up not building, because each base I was at had a specific amount of slots where I could build something, so I'd always max that out really quickly. And then probably the worst part is that it never made me feel like I needed any of that stuff. So I would have a workshop that could craft certain types of ammunition, and I found that was okay. Sometimes my settlers would be like, hey, we need water. I'm like, do you really need water?
You can thirst.
Their morale goes down, and when their morale's down, then they start fighting a bit more at base camp or whatever, but never to the point where I'm like, shit, okay, I need to actually do something to deal with this, at one point I had 2 survivors who kept fighting, and I was like, oh, they have clashing personalities, you should sort this out. I'm like, okay, cool, but every time I went back home, it's like, oh, they fought, but they just fought. The game just told me that they fought and nothing else happened.
You see them walking hand in hand later.
Yeah, so it's just there was never, there are these mechanics which allow you to exile survivors that you think aren't contributing or are causing too much trouble, but I never felt the need to actually engage with that, because every survivor I was coming at, I was looking at their skills and going, yeah, cool, whatever, come. Whereas I've heard other critics saying, oh, you really have to scrutinize everyone's skills so that you can max out the production in your base. Like you can build everything or whatever. But like I don't agree with that, because the game never makes me feel like I need that at all.
Yeah.
Most of the time in the game, I'm basically getting in a car, driving around to 3 or 4 houses around, picking up resources. Resources are like normal items, but then you get these rucksacks, these like massive rucksacks, which give you either medical supplies, food, lumber for building, and petrol and ammunition. So 5 resources.
Who keeps lumber in a rucksack?
Yeah, I don't know. But basically, these rucksacks, you can only hold one on your person at a time, and it weighs you down pretty heavily.
Oh, okay.
Or you can put a bunch in the boot of your car, depending on how big your car is.
All right.
So often I'd try and max out, how many I could take at a time, return to base, do it again.
Okay.
And like after 2 hours, that was just boring.
Yeah.
Because, fighting the zombies is satisfying and really fun. But continually hunting for these resources is pretty boring when my base was pretty much running pretty efficiently without my input.
Yeah.
The only times I really worried was when I was like, oh, I'm running low on meds and I need meds to craft this plague cure. So some zombies have this plague on them, and if you get hit too much, then you you get
you become a zombie.
Yeah, you become sick, and if you don't cure that survivor in a certain amount of time, they turn into a zombie.
Oh boy.
So like you need meds to craft that cure, but you need like 2 meds per cure, and like a rucksack gives you like 4. So I'm just
okay.
I'm never like really needing any of this stuff, and I'm trying to follow the main kind of story path. Not really story path. Like when you promote one of your survivors to a leader status, he has like a personal goal that he'll try to steer to. So my guy was a sheriff, so he wanted to kind of like. So he was like Rick.
Yeah, I was going to say that's a weird coincidence.
Yeah, it was very like my whole playthrough felt very Walking Dead.
Oh man.
So he wanted to like keep order or try to establish new order in this. So I had to like go to different pockets of survivors and sort out their domestic issues and stuff like that.
Is the end game boss Negan?
No, I wish there was, because like there's nothing. There's just these like plague hearts. I
remember reading about that.
Yeah, that infest certain places, and there's a set amount on the map. And once you eradicate all of them, then the plague disappears. And that's like your end goal.
Yeah.
And they provide a bit of a challenge, because when you go to them, they take a lot of like bombs and ammunition to destroy. And whenever you're using bombs and guns, like you're attracting more zombies. And each one you destroy makes the other one stronger. So each fight becomes progressively more difficult. And those were pretty fun because they were tense. Like every now and then I would get into a situation where I was like halfway to killing this thing, but there were so many zombies around me that I'm like, I might die. I might not be able to swing my way out of here because my guy's like really tired, so his stamina is really low. He's like already contracted this virus because so many plague zombies have hit him. So like it's good at doing that, but it's so infrequent that you know what I mean. So the core loop of the game is pretty boring, I find.
But is legitimately no end game? It's like
once you destroy. So I destroyed all the plague hearts, and then I had the option to. So what's cool is that the map doesn't have regenerating resources. Once you've cleared out a house, that house is cleared.
Yeah.
But the game will kind of know when you've cleared a lot of the map and need to move on. So then you have the chance to travel to one of the other 3 maps and kind of like refresh. Like you take all your resources, but you have to establish a new base. And then you can continue from there and try and ultimately finish your leader's goal, because he has an ultimate goal. And then the idea is to just start again with another community, with another pocket of survivors, and promote a different type of leader into the lead role and see that through. But essentially the 99% of the game is the same. And the missions that you play for your leader are all the same. They're like, go here, someone's missing, go search in these 2 houses, find the person, bring them back. Or like, this rogue person from this group murdered someone in this group, so go find them and bring them to justice. Like it doesn't really like move out of fetch quests and very basic fetch quests. So Yeah, I was real disappointed with it.
Yeah,
it
that's
also
sad,
runs like absolute garbage on the Xbox One.
Nice buggy.
That is one of the buggiest games I've played in a while.
You didn't play it on PC at all? Just
I
Xbox?
played it on Xbox One X.
Oh man.
The game struggles to maintain a 30 frames per second. It can't.
What?
On X, it doesn't look that good.
That's weird. Maybe too many,
firstly,
like no optimization, too many things running.
If you drive around, which you'll be doing a lot, the zombies don't load in fast enough, so you'll see them falling from the sky. You see them load in the sky and they just fall.
Apocalypse.
Yeah. I had instances where I was driving real slowly with my car and I hit a small rock and the car did like 10 flips in the air.
Nice. It's real physics.
Good PUBG going on there.
Man, that is so PUBG.
What other bugs? I had a horde of zombies that all tried to run at me through a fence. They thought the fence wasn't there, so they got stuck in the fence. Like half of them were like clipping through the fence.
I bet you were relieved though that they couldn't get you.
I had one companion. I started the game and I was busy playing with this companion. When I loaded back into the game, he was gone and never came back.
So I just
lost a survivor. Like, then I had another survivor who normally you can go up to friendly NPCs and say, "Hey, you can be my companion on this mission." I had an instance where I kept going up to one girl who was really well leveled because I'd played with her a lot, so her skills had increased. And she was always like, I'm busy. And I'm like, what are you busy with? Like, what is going on? Like, what mission did I leave you on that I can't? And I could never break her out of that loop, so I could never use her again.
Well, you think that's a bug. That's probably a feature. She's just like, no.
Yeah, fuck this shit.
I don't want to be a part of your mission.
Like, that game is just so buggy. And I'm sure they could fix a lot of that. But, you know, considering the state at which other games are coming out now, like when... Again, everyone's like, okay, this is a $30 game, so it's not a $60 game. Fine.
But still, yeah.
It's a Microsoft exclusive. They should start taking care of the perception that those games bring, because they're going up against the likes of God of War and Horizon and Nier Automata, which apparently is coming to Xbox One.
What?
Yeah, but like... That's what you're going up against. You can't come a month after God of War comes out, this exceptionally beautiful game that runs flawlessly, even on older hardware, and then come out with this like game that is unremarkable visually, runs like complete trash, and isn't that captivating to play, and then say, oh, but it's $30. Like, you can't do that.
You can't justify
especially when it's an exclusive. This is supposed to be the reason people are buying into your hardware.
Yeah. But even that argument though that it's $30, I mean, there are many $30 games out there that are like, not perfect, but like near perfect.
That are exceptional.
Really good,
I mean, there's so many $10 games that I'd gladly pay $60 for. And it comes back to like this thing of the price doesn't determine value. Like, just because it's cheaper doesn't mean you can be... I mean, sure, it's cheaper, so the buy-in to that experience is less. So the disappointment can be way less, but like, it doesn't mean that the game should be worse.
No.
At all. Like, Ori was how many dollars? Like $20 at launch?
Yeah, it is like $200 or $250.
Fucking great game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Best game. What do you mean great game?
I hope to God that they don't screw up that sequel, because the way Microsoft's been going, it's not been great.
No, you can't say that. I just realized.
Exactly.
No, they won't. I won't let it happen. I'll will it.
So, yeah, that's State of Decay. I think it's like 350 Rand locally or $30, wherever. You can pick it up on Game Pass if you want to pay $100 or $10 or whatever and give it a go. Like, you could easily finish your first playthrough within like 10 hours.
Oh, okay.
So give it a go on a weekend. If you dig it, cool. I'm happy for you.
Cool,
I did not like it at all.
I do like the idea of Game Pass, so it's an interesting mechanic, but man.
But why I say it's like The Walking Dead is like, I burnt out on that show around season 5, because when it was action-packed, it was great. But the day-to-day survival was very boring, and State of Decay is exactly the same. Yeah.
So it's basically The Walking Dead state.
I gave it a 5 out of 10 on GameSpot.
Oh, you monster. How dare you?
Yesterday, the review had 60 comments. I woke up this morning at like 400. So cool.
How many of them hated you? Like,
a lot of people seem to think GameSpot has an agenda against Xbox. I don't know where that comes from.
But I read through some of this. I mean, I read yesterday when it was on like 60 comments. A lot of people actually were like, oh, like, poor Xbox. And there was one person who's like, oh, like GameSpot has an agenda. And then another person's like, whoa, look at this Xbox fanboy coming out of the works to like...
Comment sections are the worst. They're just the worst.
Don't take.
They're not constructive. They aren't useful. They are just the
400
worst.
comments there, man. I've got to go read some more.
I did wake up to two completely random people messaging me on Twitter to shout at me about it. So
Really?
that's far less than I got
no.
for Rust. So that was good. So yeah.
I'm like, who takes the time? I've never read a review and disagreed to the point where like I'm gonna find whoever wrote this and let them know that I hate them.
With Rust, someone found me on fucking Facebook. Someone commented on me on Facebook, and I was like, why are you diving into like my personal profile? And he's like, well, if it's meant to be private, then you shouldn't allow strangers to comment on it. I'm like, cool, that's not how that works, but okay. Awesome. Have a great day. Yeah. Kill them with kindness.
Oh man. Yeah.
What you been playing?
I haven't really played much this week. I've just been chipping away at God of War. Still really good, loving it.
Whereabouts in the story are you? Without trying to spoil it.
Where you
Have you met a dude?
Don't say anything. No, I'm trying to restore the lights.
Oh, okay.
I can't remember what the area is called.
Alfheim.
That's it. Yeah, I'm there basically fighting a whole lot of.
Okay, yeah,
Dark
I met
Elves.
who I'm thinking you met.
No, yeah, don't spoil.
The Dark Elves are horrible to fight. I'm
not
not a fan
that
of
bad
them.
though. I'm getting. It's funny though because last week I was bitching about the combat. Not bitching, but saying like I'm playing on hard.
You forgot to take the show note, didn't you?
No, don't say anything. Wait, I need to see what time we're on. I'm busy time stamping here, multitasking. Okay.
Go back a minute at least.
At least a minute. Okay, let me write that here. So I'm playing on hard, obviously. Well,
Jesus, I do not know how the hell you're doing that.
But the combat's been a little bit better because I understand it more now, and I've actually started unlocking new abilities and combos, whatever, which gives you more tools to handle situations.
Yeah, so you've obviously got to the Lake of None, and now you see how the combat like kind of expands outward. Yeah. It's really smart.
Yeah. So still really enjoying it. And I get the odd fight where I die a couple of times, but nothing like that one fight in particular I mentioned last week where I just died. And I died,
interesting.
And I died. I don't know if that's because there was that fucking Wraith that kept screwing me over. Is it Wraith? No,
I think
Wraith.
it's a Reaver, isn't it?
The poison.
Yeah, that you have to shoot with an arrow
God
first.
damn, those are awful. So I haven't seen any of those for ages. So I'm like, cool. And then the Dark Elves aren't that bad. It's quite annoying that they shoot that exploding shit all the time.
Yeah, that
so
shit
I'm like
is horrid.
Constantly rolling away, trying to get closer. And it's interesting because I'm still trying to pick up the pace of the combat to the point where I can actually use combos. Because at the moment it's like, dodge, get one attack in, shit, roll away, get one attack in.
I feel that the game is like that the whole way through. It's like a Dark Souls thing. And that's why I know a lot of people are like, well, the combat's not really like Dark Souls, but I find it is in the way that it doesn't let you can't really mash your way to kill an enemy without it touching you. It's impossible.
No, but you find little moments. So when you get obviously, if you get your dodge, your parry just right, you get that little opening. So then is a good time to use like there's an attack where you hold R2 and you do this charge up attack. But then the Dark Elves, they see that coming and they back away. I'm like, oh man.
So the Dark Elves are smart.
Yeah, but you can still use them. It's really just finding the little openings and figuring out where they appear with certain enemies or whatever. I mean, and then I fought that big ass stone creature. I don't know what it's called. It's like is it a guardian? No,
I think I want to say golem, but it's not a golem.
No, it's not a golem.
But I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
But even that was like you can't hit that thing. You have to sit and take your time figuring out how to kill. Oh, it's so good. Like,
that means
I'm loving it.
You got an item that will let you upgrade your axe then, because killing those creatures.
Yeah. Have you played with the photo mode as a matter of interest?
No, because it came out after. It came out recently, and I haven't booted it.
You should really go back and try it out.
I know you can make Kratos smile, which is great. It's so good.
But I'm just walking, and you push. So there's a little shortcut you can put on where the left half of the touchpad, you push that, you immediately in photo mode, which is really cool. And it's not just like pause and whatever. Well, I mean, it pauses the game, obviously, but you get the ability to then move around and view the scene differently. And you can make little tweaks, and you can make really cool cinematic-looking photos, and you just realize how beautiful that game is.
And you can, I'm sure it's the same as like Horizon, you can get it to only display certain characters.
You can make Kratos disappear, make Atreus disappear. You can make one or the other the focal point, whatever. There's tons of little, you can add filters.
I love photo modes, man. I fucking love them.
It's funny though, because especially in the past year or two, like I don't do photography professionally. I do it as a hobby, and I've never been on a formal course or anything, so I'm always learning. But it's funny how I've picked up an appreciation for photography and just like beautiful visuals. So having the tool, like that depth of tools in a game where it's like you can set your aperture and your f-stop and your focus and this and that. Like there's tons of little things to play with, and like that speaks to me. I mean, I'll pause the game and spend like a good 5-10 minutes, be like, let me find the right angle here, get this and that, which is going to make my playtime even longer.
You've seen there some photographers that use those modes. I seem to recall someone got real famous doing a bunch of shots for Uncharted 4 like that, using proper photography techniques and stuff.
Yeah, that photo mode as well is really good. All games should put it. I mean, the thing is, when they say, a few weeks ago when they said like, no, photo mode's not in, sorry, the non-program in me is like, well, how can they not put it in? Like, surely it's a moment of just like latching on a photo mode, you know? And now that I've used it, I'm like, actually, no, it's not.
No, there's a lot of work that goes into that.
And it's not only that. One of the big things I realized, like, the fact that you get to move around, you need to give the player the freedom to move around without like breaking the immersion, you know? It's like, what if I pause the game, I don't know, towards the edge of a play area and I clip out of the world, whatever.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of little things like that I never thought about. Only when I was in the photo mode, I was like, oh shit. Like you need to think of all of this stuff.
Yeah, I mean, like everyone would just think, well, all they're doing is giving you control of the camera and freezing the game. But it is more complex like that. Like you say, you have to make sure that the camera stays within a certain radius and doesn't clip out of bounds or get stuck in geometry or stuff like that. So yeah, it's a lot of work. Yeah. It's a lot of work.
God of War, great. Still enjoying it. Got so much to
still
play.
Got so much to
man,
play.
I'm so happy. That makes me really happy. But that makes me happy because I'm walking through. I'm like, oh man, I hope this game lasts forever. And I'm still like, oh, I know it's a long game.
Yeah.
So
it was the first game in a while that I was playing, and I'm like, I think I'm getting to the end, but I really don't want to.
Yeah, you don't want to.
Yeah, I was just really enjoying it.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're digging it. Let's dive into news real quick.
Yeah. What stood out for you this week?
So the big thing, obviously, is Call of Duty's reveal.
Oh yeah,
that happened on Thursday.
Black Flops.
Black Ops 1111, because Roman numerals are dead apparently.
Yeah, I don't believe in Roman numerals.
So just quick fire.
They've got a Battle Royale mode.
Yeah, they've got a Battle Royale mode, which they won't talk about in terms of actual numbers of players. They haven't said.
Oh, you're right. I never actually picked up on that.
They haven't discussed that at all. And whenever they questioned about it, they kind of sidestepped the answer.
But when they showed the trailer doesn't show anything. It's like, well, you know.
Yeah, it's just that like very fast fire
cinematic
like Black Ops stuff. Yeah.
But I mean, the player area looks pretty big, and what I find quite interesting is that they're stitching together a map based on like maps in the whole franchise. So I'm curious to see how they stitch this area together. And I wonder how big the map will be. They say it's how many times bigger than like Nuketown or something?
I don't know how many times, but I did
like 4 million
see
times,
mention that they're going to have vehicles and bullet drop and stuff. I'm like, so you're making Battlefield.
Basically.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know how many players it's going to be, but essentially, as rumors suggested, the Battle Royale mode is replacing single player. There's no single player.
Yeah.
Gone. Which makes me sad because that's the only thing I play.
I enjoy the Call of Duty single player.
What does look really cool is the zombies.
Zombies, yeah.
Yeah.
I watched the trailer where
on the Titanic.
It's basically Gladiator.
Yeah, like
the movie.
It's taking you through periods of history, which is interesting. So in the trailer, you can see players playing on the Titanic, like in ancient Rome and stuff, which is such a weird tangent that I didn't expect them to go on, but. It looks pretty cool.
Yeah. I mean, the zombies mode, I say it's always been great. I've only played probably Black Ops 1's zombie mode, and I enjoyed that. And I know they just keep iterating on that and making it better, I
found recent ones to be far too complex.
Maybe too much.
There's so many systems in there, like, oh, there's a vending machine that can give you this, or there's like this box that gives you this random, there's this thing, like you need to open this route. Like it just became far too convoluted for its own good. I still really like the very first zombies mode was just in that fucking house.
Yeah.
And that shit
I enjoyed
awesome.
that. And that was
World at War.
That was
ages ago.
Long ago. Yeah. And I enjoyed that. Yeah, I said Black Ops, but it was World at War.
Yeah, it was still Treyarch. It was the same devs. But I felt they become like adding complexity is good because otherwise it's just the same thing. But I felt they become far too convoluted.
Yeah.
So I'm keen for it to get back to a bit of basic stuff. Also, I don't know if this means anything to you, but Black Ops 4 is boots on the ground again. So this was a term that was kind of penned when they went to World War II last year.
Yeah.
They were like, we're putting combat back to boots on the ground, because Black Ops before this and Infinite Warfare were all about jetpacks and running on walls and stuff. It
I
became
understand
Titanfall.
exactly what that means. Yeah.
So now they're saying, okay, cool, Black Ops 4, none of that shit. Like you're running around, whatever. You have high tech weaponry. Like I'm sure you saw in the trailer. There's some
bizarre stuff.
There's also player classes again.
Okay.
They introduced that in Black Ops 3, I remember. I
mean, I haven't played any of the other Black Ops, and I don't know. I'm not really for the whole jetpack and jumping and wall running, but what I do like is sliding on the ground.
Oh, it feels real
which
good,
is really nice. And I always remember in Black Ops, one of the best things they added was the fact that you could dive. That's all I did, like sprint into the room,
dolphin dive.
dive down, try to shoot people, die. Like, that was fun. Let's do that again.
Like I said, I mainly play these games for the single player, and so I have no inclination to buy it just for multiplayer. I know a lot of, I mean, put it this way, I don't think Activision makes a decision like this in a vacuum. So obviously they're looking at player numbers and going, hey, there's a very small percentage playing this campaign, and they're not the people we want to be supporting.
I mean, I'm not against that. I mean, then it gives them more time to focus on the rest of the game, which is where, let's be honest, what Call of Duty is. It's about the multiplayer experience. Although the fact that they're doing a Battle Royale, cool, like let's see how that works out.
I mean, I'm sad, but I know I'm a drop in the sea when it comes to the overall scope of how many people buy
just
Black
one
Ops.
of like tens of millions of people.
So if that's going to work out for them, cool. If it doesn't, we will know at the end of this year if it doesn't. Like if the sales are disappointing, and we'll see a drastic change next year. So that's Black Ops 4. It's coming out in October.
One nice little nugget of news. I think it was announced yesterday. Was that Overwatch, their Mercy skin?
Yes.
That raised, was it $10 million?
Yeah, $10 million already.
So Overwatch, if you guys know what Overwatch is, it's a hero shooter from Blizzard. And
really?
What? Get out. You've been living under a rock, clearly. But the game has cosmetics, and you can either pay money for them, you can earn them in-game. But what they did, I don't know when they released it, was a couple of weeks ago. They released a skin for the medic, Mercy, and it was basically for breast cancer. They sold breast cancer awareness. So they sold the skin for $15, I think. I think it was 20, 15 or 20, or whatever it was. But all of that money. So if you bought your skin, $15 or $20 went purely to charity. And
it was a freaking awesome skin.
Yeah, a really cool skin. And Blizzard made not a cent from it. And they released. Well, they didn't release. They announced that they've donated $10 million.
Yeah, very
which is ridiculous. I'm going to do some calculations. I never thought about how many sales that is.
Big high five to everyone who bought that skin, because it's awesome.
Yeah, I don't want to inject negativity into the story, but there were people complaining about the skin, which is just like
seems weird.
You have to pay how much for, and it's like
man.
Donating.
You know what? They made the skin purely, and they never never tried to joke about where the money was going or why it was so expensive or whatever. Like, at the end of the day, it's a skin that you get because you want to donate to charity.
Oops.
Like, and people can be like, well, you can donate without needing to get anything in return. But you know what? People, by human nature, work on incentivization. So if you get a cool skin and then the money goes to a good cause, why not?
So if it was $20 each, obviously it was 500,000 skins sold.
Jeez.
If it was $15, it's about 667,000.
It's a lot.
That's a lot of sales. So good on everyone, and well done to Blizzard. I think that's such a cool initiative.
Yeah.
I mean, and like not to make it sound funny, but it's so easy for them. I mean,
it's
if
just
there's any problem, or like, I don't know, say like in South Africa, we know we have blood drive issues. I mean, shit, Blizzard could be like, buy this Lucio blood drive skin, whatever the hell it is,
and then come and take your blood.
Yeah, we'll come and take your blood at the same time. It's just cool to see a big company like doing stuff like that. They have the resources, and they could have, and they do it. They make skins and they make profit, but it's nice that they're like, well, actually, $10 million like purely to charity. So,
and if you are listening, like, blood drives are a huge problem in the country. That's why I thought about
it.
I know that the Nexus, AWX in
Randburg?
Yeah, it used to be at Bright World Commons, but they moved. So now it's the Nexus Cafe and AWX. They do blood drives every month there, so you should really support.
Cool. Yeah.
Or support wherever you can. Like, it's good. I know Tracy always goes every month. She's really good at that.
I'm due
They
to
were at
donate.
Vits the other day.
Nice.
They're very generous. I can't give blood.
Because you got tattoos, or?
Yeah, firstly that. So they don't allow you, I think it's 3 months after, but also, as far as I understand, it's a couple of years after you finished a course of Riacutan, the medication.
Yeah. You can't donate.
Okay. Yeah, so I have to wait till that gets way out of my system. Yeah. But go donate.
Yeah, sorry. It's a surprised charity tangent.
Other news, Battlefield 5 confirmed.
And Battlefield V.
Yeah, so we've got Battlefield 4, Battlefield Hardline, Battlefield 1, Battlefield 5.
Why does no one just count? I don't understand.
I don't know.
Like, does it really break your franchise? I mean, I get why they called it Battlefield 1, but they could have called it Battlefield 5 and it would have been in World War
and just been like it's in World War. Yeah,
like,
this
no
is just
one
confusing.
Because, I mean, if you're just a casual gamer, not really reading the news, and you go to a store, you're going to be like, why is, like, Battlefield 1?
It's so confusing. It's like 4, and it's 4 is in the normal number 4.
Yeah.
Then it's Hardline.
Yes.
Then it's 1 is in normal number 1. Now it's Roman numeral 5. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
What is going on? So, but, I mean, if you put them next to each other, well, okay, this is a bad example because 5 is obviously coming after 1. But if you walked into a store and you're like, okay, here's Battlefield 4 and here's Battlefield 1. I'm going to buy 4 because clearly it's the newer game when it's actually like, no, that game's like 3-4 years old.
I want Battlefield V, please.
Battlefield V.
I had someone, when I used to work at retail and BT Games, we had a kid come up. He's like, he's very young. I want to buy GTA IV. Like, nope.
Go back to school, kid.
Nope.
At least know what that number is before you come and try buy.
Jesus Christ.
Stay in school,
so
kids.
that's being revealed next week with Trevor Noah as the host. Very interesting.
Oh,
yeah,
interesting.
Cool. Yeah, cool. I'm done. Microsoft revealed a controller for accessibility concerns. Very cool.
It's a good week to be a gamer, just for like the positive, heartfelt news. I mean, I saw that. Like, how fucking cool is that?
It's super awesome. So what it is like this little pad. It's actually quite big. It looks like a laptop size.
Looks like
almost.
A DJ deck.
Yeah,
almost.
it does almost look like a DJ deck, and it's got these 2 black buttons, very very big circular black buttons, but that's like not enough to be a controller. So what it does do is along the top, it has these ports for every single different button on an Xbox controller.
Oh, wow.
And then players who play with disabilities can plug in any controller, any like third-party controller into that to mimic those button presses. So like you could have like something that's almost like a guitar pedal that you can use your feet with, and you can connect it to like the X button, you know, or like a really I know in the video they had these really big buttons that people press if they don't have fine motor skills with their fingers. Joysticks are used a lot. So basically they're giving players the option to remap all of their controls to something that feels comfortable. And the reason this is important is because accessibility options like this have been difficult because a console only supports a set amount of inputs.
Yeah.
So like the Xbox only has 2 or 3 USB ports. PlayStation the same. So there's only, and then on top of that, like they'd need drivers for these things to be supported. So this is like an all-in-one device. Like you connect everything to here and it just works. But it's $100. It's coming out later this year.
But explain, what are those big, so like the DJ deck things?
So you can map them to
be buttons. Okay.
Yeah. And if I'm not mistaken, they're touch capacitive, so you can also use them to like scroll
that's what I thought they were.
But yeah, it's actually much bigger than the picture makes it look. It's like
it's huge.
It does look like a DJ deck, but yeah, basically giving players the option to do this. It's awesome.
That's very cool.
It also works with this feature I didn't know was in the Xbox software already called Copilot. So it allows you to connect 2 Xbox controllers as if they were being used as one. So some people find it hard to hold a controller because they don't have the motor skills. So they can have one controller face down on a table and using the joystick on one and then using their fingers to press other buttons.
Okay, that's cool.
And the Xbox will register it as one controller, which is it's cool. I wish Sony would implement more features like this as well. I think
they might follow this example.
I think seeing Microsoft get in on it is like it's awesome. It's also fucking about time.
Yeah.
Like, why has it been so long since the console manufacturers themselves have found solutions around this, you know.
Well,
So,
I think it
yeah.
might be setting the example that other
I think
people
so too,
need.
yeah.
So.
I don't think I'm not saying it as if like fuck Sony, they're not coming up with these these solutions as well. I think it's just this gets the ball rolling thing. Yeah.
Exactly.
So it's very cool.
So we've got positive news all week, which is so nice.
What else? Okay, quick fire news now because we're running out of time to talk about E3.
Oh, E3 bingo.
Hey.
I know those.
Oh yeah, Rage 2 got announced.
Oh yeah, so I remember we touched on that last week, but we were speculating.
Yeah.
By the time you listened to it, you knew Rage was announced, but we can confirm that Rage has been announced.
It's announced. It looks a lot like Borderlands.
It's Borderlands 3.
Yeah, that's what looks like Borderlands 3. Yeah, to me.
I just want to come out and say that I threw out a stat last week saying it's 93% confirmed, so I was right.
No, it's I mean, I'm down for that. What's interesting is that it's both id Software and Avalanche Studios.
Oh, yes.
So Avalanche made the Mad Max game, so I guess they're going to be working on the driving in this game.
Yeah, because I never played the first Rage.
Yeah, the first Rage does have driving, but it was pretty bad.
But I saw in the trailer that it does look a bit, well, doesn't look like Mad Max, but it reminds me a lot of Mad Max, that whole vehicle combat.
The gunplay reminded me a lot of Bulletstorm.
Yeah, no, likewise. I mean, but let's be honest, the trailer reminds me it's Borderlands 3.
Yeah.
And I'm like, shit, well, if Borderlands 3 comes out, what is that going to look like?
Well, speaking of Borderlands 3, Gearbox said that they are not showing it at E3.
Really?
Yep. Weird.
That is weird.
Yeah.
Is it a PR stunt? Are they
I don't know.
lying?
Take-Two, who own 2K, have said that they aren't announcing anything new at E3. So,
well, whatever.
And then Gearbox came out and was like, yeah, Borderlands 3 is not going to be there.
Yeah, I
don't understand
that game can take its time. I don't know if it'll be good. I mean, no rush to get it.
Speaking of delays, Metro Exodus been delayed to 2019, early 2019.
Was that showed at Microsoft last year?
Yes.
That was a really good trailer.
Yeah,
Did they open with that? No.
No, it was during the conference, but it was a big surprise. I didn't expect it. But I think I have a feeling that this is a move because of Red Dead. Like Metro was meant to come out, I think, August, September, and they're like, hey, it's coming out early 2019. I'm like, I think you've seen how packed that section is now, and just getting out of it, and it's a smart move.
I still can't get my head around the power that Rockstar and Red Dead has. It really is like...
They moved Call of Duty.
Exactly.
Call of Duty is releasing a month earlier.
Call of Duty is probably the other game that just always sells.
want to avoid.
Yeah. And they're like, whoa, Red Dead's coming. We're going to not release in that whole month.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's crazy. It's ridiculous.
Last bit of news is that Pokemon got rumored this week.
What, for E3?
Yeah, so
that we can touch on that.
Leaks are coming out that it's two versions as usual. One's going to be Pikachu themed, the other one's going to be Eevee themed. You're returning apparently to Kanto, which is the original Pokemon Island, and it's going to feel like a spiritual successor to Pokemon Yellow.
Okay. This is all foreign to me.
This is all foreign to me too. These are all rumors and speculation, but the main thing that caught my eye was talk of it featuring some sort of Go functionality. So they want to integrate kind of the feel of Pokemon Go, which I think is very smart for a Switch, which is something you can take on the go.
But if you don't have like internet.
Yeah, so I wonder how they're going to do that. Yeah. Like, I'm curious to see how it works because, like you said, the Switch doesn't have a slot for 3G or 4G. Exactly. So if they do some sort of Go functionality, will it be like
it's an accessory.
These are these points of the map, you know, in the real world that you can go to, and if there's a Wi-Fi, you hook up to it or whatever. But I think it's a logical evolution for a device that you can take on the go, and you know, picking a Pokemon, it worked out really well for Pokemon Go. So I'm not surprised to see.
Here's a hot take on the Kind of Funny Games cast. Their one host Jared Petty was joking, saying, imagine Nintendo comes out with their two versions, like blue and red, whatever that is, but one is a Switch exclusive and the other is a DS exclusive.
Oh my god.
Can you imagine?
There'd be fire.
The anger,
There would be fire from the hills.
I thought about it, I was like, shit, like, I wouldn't
because there are people that buy both versions, 100%. Like,
and now they have to buy a Switch and a DS version.
Nintendo would burn so much.
I think it would be so dumb to release on the DS. Like, just focus on the Switch for now.
Yeah.
You know? So,
that's news. We're not going to talk about games coming out this week.
Yeah.
Because but basically it's State of Decay 2 and
we've gone over.
I think Dark Souls Remastered comes out next week as well.
This week? Oh, next week.
Yeah.
The Dark Souls of gaming.
Yeah, there's also a Mario Tennis Aces demo coming out.
Is there a demo? Oh,
stoked
yes.
to
I'll
try
play
that
that.
out.
Yeah, I want to try that out.
So excited to try that out.
And talk about, is that this week? Next week?
On the 24th of May.
So this...
And then it's out on June 22nd.
Thursday. Oh, so we can talk about it on Saturday if we get on it.
Yeah. So let's dive in. This is the E3 talk now. So we have...
Let me timestamp
We have 45
this.
minutes to talk about E3.
Hot damn.
Okay, so who do you want to start with? Microsoft?
Yeah, let's start with Microsoft because they're the first conference, so why not?
Microsoft E3 2018.
Let's see. Microsoft.
Let's see if anything. So Microsoft is hosting their press conference earlier this year. They're having it on the Sunday morning instead of the Monday morning, which is interesting to me. They're getting out ahead of Bethesda and everyone.
Does
they're
that
going to be
mean
the first. No, actually, they're going to be the second conference because
Bethesda's-
EA is on Saturday.
This is so confusing.
Yeah.
Okay, but
EA
now
moved to Saturday.
But let's just remember that in South Africa we are 9 hours behind.
Yeah, I'm talking in US terms.
Wait.
I am not converting this shit right now.
Are we ahead or behind? Are we behind?
We are ahead.
Ahead. Wait, we're ahead.
We're
So
9 hours ahead.
So Saturday morning means I'm watching
Saturday
Saturday night. Okay.
Yeah.
That's so confusing.
I mean, this is very different from the days when it was... My first E3 was the gauntlet, basically. It was Microsoft in the morning, straight after is EA, straight after is Ubisoft, straight after is Sony.
Yeah.
And they would have buses at each event to ferry you to the next one
everyone,
because they just knew. But when we went, it was already segmented quite a bit.
Yeah, I know.
We had Microsoft and Sony on the same day.
EA.
Oh no, when you came,
Wait,
EA
no,
was
it was.
still on that day.
We still had.
Last
we still
year,
had the gauntlet. We
still had
did.
the
Yeah, it was
gauntlet,
still
yeah.
before. I
Last
didn't go
year
to
was
Bethesda.
already different. Like EA was on the Saturday, Bethesda on the Sunday, and then Ubisoft, Microsoft, Sony on Monday. So this is even more spread out.
So you're watching Pele on Saturday.
Yeah,
Pele.
Well, we won't even be there. We only arrived Saturday morning. There's no way we're getting to.
Will there be a new FIFA this year? We can only time will
Tune in
tell.
and find out. Yeah. So games that I 100% think are going to be at Microsoft's conference.
Yes.
Definitely Crackdown 3 has to happen.
Amen.
Forza Horizon is 100% certain. They alternate. They always alternate. This is a Forza Horizon year, so it's going to be Forza Horizon 4.
Five. Remember?
Oh yeah,
Walmart said 5. So it's
because numbers mean nothing anymore. They'll talk about Sea of Thieves probably.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Maybe some DLC or content.
Yeah, maybe something to make me want to play that game again.
But is that okay? Would you have any other predictions that are like confirmed that we'll definitely see that?
Do you think we'll see Ori?
Yeah, no, they will. I think we will definitely see Ori. I mean,
what's it called again?
Will of the Wisps.
Will of the Wisps.
Will of the Whispers.
Keep want to say Wind of the Wisps.
Yeah, you keep thinking whispers and winds and whatever.
Whatever W words.
Ori in the Blind Forest. : Whispers in the Winds.
Jesus, that's way too long.
No, just Ori and the Will of the Wisps.
Okay, cool. Because they've announced it already.
But here's the funny thing, though, is that when we went to E3 the year before, that was already rumored. And it's funny, I remember that name, Will of the Wisps, and I was like, oh, okay, that's what it's going to be called. And then nothing was shown. So I was majorly disappointed. But then they announced it last year.
Yes.
And they showed that beautiful trailer, and I'm like, I'm hoping at least 95% guaranteed that we will see gameplay this year. And if we don't, I know that they surely will show gameplay. They'll show it at E3 over Gamescom.
Yes. I think
I just think
Microsoft doesn't even have a conference at Gamescom anymore.
No, not anymore. I always think of Ori and Gamescom because that's the first Gamescom I went to. And I watched the trailer at the show, and that's the first time I'd seen Ori, and I was like, damn, I need this game.
Yeah.
So yeah. I think definitely going to see Ori. But are there any outliers you think of?
So I think Microsoft, everyone is hoping that they have and they need to, I think, have a massive, massive conference.
Yeah,
I think
they need like a stellar conference.
Their past year has not been good.
No, which is so sad.
Since the last E3 has not been good at all. Like their big games like Sea of Thieves and State of Decay didn't hit at all. So... Yeah, the one thing I wonder about them doing is kind of folding Game Pass and Xbox Live Gold into one service.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
To me, it makes sense. I don't know how much business sense it makes, because that's more a financial thing over a goodwill thing.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't be surprised if they came out and said that they were folding that into one service.
Yeah. I mean, they could even, if they wanted to, like slightly bump up the price, like fold them together and then just...
Or have different tiers of Xbox Live Gold or something. It just seems too good of a service to be kind of confused with Xbox Live Gold at the time, because I'm still hearing people going, oh, do you need Gold to have Game Pass, or how do I get Game Pass on PC, or this and that? I think they're missing out a lot on that. So
in terms of marketing, that is like it's a blunder. They need to like unify the messaging. So
I think
I wouldn't be surprised either, actually, now that you mention it.
What?
No, I wouldn't be surprised either if they do roll it into one. Yeah.
I think as well that they're gonna drive home backwards compatibility stuff again,
because that's a big thing for them.
Oh, huge!
Actually. I mean,
huge.
I think, not to be funny, but one of the things giving the Xbox X and Xbox One whatever life is the fact that is it every week or every month, whatever.
It feels like every week.
They're like, hey, this cool 360 game you liked, well, you can play it on your Xbox One now, and people are like, oh shit, that's cool.
Yeah, and they're even bringing original OG Xbox games. Yeah. Like they announced Panzer Dragoon and stuff like that.
And so they're probably, I don't know, maybe they'll go out of their way and be like, here's this major big game, whatever that was on 360, like we announcing it at this conference, and don't forget that we're backwards compatible, like unlike Sony, so
I definitely think they'll drive that home. But what's interesting is that last year was all about, we have the most powerful console on the market. Here are the things that we can do with that power. Now that kind of anniversary has lapsed, then they now need to start showing games that are like, these are the games that you want to play on the most powerful console in the world. And that's where I kind of worry. Everyone's like, oh, they have to come out with like 2-3 new exclusives. I'm like, that shit does not happen in a year. No. It doesn't happen in a vacuum either. So there was word that they had opened up a new studio in Santa Monica, which is a good first step. These are all building blocks, which I think...
whoa, the laptop needs an update. Whoa. Let's not destroy the podcast.
I think these are all things that will be building blocks that I think will only see in fruition on their next hardware iteration.
Although, but don't they have other studios? I mean, they've opened a new studio,
They do. I think, there's already the rumors that there'll be a new Gears of War shown, which, like, cool, whatever, man. It's like Gears of War are fun games and I enjoy them, but those aren't the heavy hitters that you need.
All those franchises in my eyes, and I touched on this last week, I'm not an Xbox fanboy, but I have to think that any Xbox person looks and is like, oh, like a new Gears of War, okay. A new Halo, okay. Like they need, I don't know, it's almost like we're in the stage now where, even this we've discussed how franchises are reinventing themselves, like Breath of the Wild and God of War. So I'm like, cool, announce a Gears of War, but don't do the same Gears of War. Like, try reinvent it somehow. I don't know how you would, but that's not my creative problem to tackle.
Have it be a different game, like God of War reinvented what God of War was.
Yeah.
So, and like it just like if you had someone that was coming up to you and was like, I can buy an Xbox or a PS4, which should I buy right now? I'd 100% say a PS4, because I'm like, what games can I hold as an example as to why you should get an Xbox? Like Gears of War 4. It's like, oh, you've never played a Gears game. You're not invested in it. Well, it's a continuation of this thing, blah, blah, blah. With PlayStation, it's like, oh, there's this new IP called Horizon. Oh, there's God of War, which feels like a new IP because it's like a drastically different game. You've got stuff like Spider-Man coming and whatever. Like, it just makes more sense, So I don't know.
I wouldn't be shocked if we do see one of those big franchises, like a new game in that lineup, whatever.
I think it would be fair to assume that we'd get a Gears of War reveal or something, either Gears of War or Halo, but apparently it won't be Halo, and then a new IP from out of nowhere. I think at least one.
They need some new IP.
I think we'll get a reveal of something new, like one new thing, and I don't think it'll be out this year, but it will be at least be something that hopefully we go, wow, cool. Like when Recall was first revealed, and before we knew it was going to be a very different game to what we thought it would be. When Recall was revealed, I was like, holy shit. That's really awesome, Like, I'm down. I'm down for that. Like, it had Inafune involved and stuff like that. Like, they need something like that.
What sort of game? Look, let's just spitball here. What sort of game do you think it would be? Where gaming is now, it's sort of open world, infinite shooter or grind, whatever.
I don't know. It's a weird thing. I think Sony's found real success in letting third parties do their open world, shared world shooter stuff, and they've stuck very closely to single player focused games, and I think Microsoft should do that as well. Like Sony's biggest exclusives are games that are narrative adventures. They don't meddle with multiplayer that much at all, you know. So have a studio focus on something like that, because even with Gears, like the components of Gears that keeps people playing is the multiplayer. It's the same with Halo. So, you know, I can't really off the top of my head think of a franchise that Microsoft has that is purely single player that they're really looking at anymore.
Quantum Break. That was like
I mean, Remedy is revealing something at E3, but it's not under Microsoft's banner. Which I'm super excited to see what they're doing. I think what we will see at Microsoft, though, is a lot of third-party reveals. I think we'll see a lot of Shadow of the Tomb Raider there.
Sorry, are they going to do that whole trailer thing where it's like Xbox exclusive?
Oh God, fuck yeah.
But not actually Xbox exclusive.
Timed exclusive or whatever. Fuck, stop that shit. Stop it. It always gets them in trouble every year because everyone like...
They're like, holy shit, it's an Xbox exclusive. Like, no.
I don't know why they choose
the wording's just really clever. And people are like, no, it's not.
It's so dumb. Like, just stop it. Just,
bad Xbox. Yeah, Shadow of the Tomb Raider, I agree.
I think...
won't be an exclusive though.
No, definitely not. We are seeing CD Projekt Red's new game there, and I think
Cyberpunk at Xbox.
I think they'll show it at Xbox.
Great on Xbox
because
thing.
It's the most powerful console. Like 100% Microsoft's paying the money to show it on them and say, hey, look what you can play on Xbox One X.
Yeah, and Cyberpunk is coming, and after having played The Witcher, now I'm like, I get why people are so hyped about this super futuristic /
I've got my
Blade Runner game.
So
interesting.
We've got an hour-long demo.
Will they be revealing Gwent on the Xbox One X?
Shit, yeah, that's down. I don't know. Maybe, you know, some of the biggest surprises recently of Microsoft was them nabbing like the rights to PUBG on console and stuff like that. So I don't know. They could come out with something like that.
Yeah.
But I think their conference is going to be trying to convince people that they're still in the game in terms of exclusives and, hey, look at all these amazing third-party games that work way better on our console.
Yeah.
Cool.
I think that's all they can do.
I'm down. That, to me, that is a win in Microsoft's favor.
Yeah, I think... So I know, well, I very much doubt across all conferences, we'll probably touch on it in Sony later, there's not going to be a reveal of new hardware. I don't see that happening this year.
I highly doubt that.
But I think if we are sort of in the last 2 or 3 years of this generation, inverted commas, whatever, that's exactly what Microsoft needs to do. They can't now, I don't know, put too much effort into, I don't know, like, I don't even know how to put it in words. But basically what you said, they need to have just good third-party support, have a handful of exclusives, all just good, you know, they're rolling those 2 services together, and then like that's all they can really do for the next 2 or 3 years until the next Xbox is.
Until they're ready to kind of turn the page on this generation, which has been difficult for them.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see what they do because there is no better company to watch than one that is fighting. Nintendo proved that they are interesting. Like they came out of the Wii U swinging because they had to, and they really hit it for a home run. So, you know, Microsoft up against the wall does amazing things.
Yeah.
So this could be the year where they prove.
And I really hope they do something special because, like, Sony's in a good place, Nintendo's in a good place, but I don't want them to get complacent. Like, we're just ahead. We're happy to be
you
here.
Need
like,
competition.
You always need to be pushing. You know, that's why gaming is where it is today. Yeah.
Speaking of Sony, so let's
should we jump to Sony?
Yeah. So Sony's interesting because they have announced kind of what they are showing. They got out ahead of the leaks. They don't want anyone speculating.
We're tired of these leaks.
Yeah, so
we're just going to tell you.
They said that their conference is going to take on a different format this year, which they didn't really elaborate on. So I'm interested to see what that means.
Yeah.
But mainly they said they're going to focus on their 4 big core titles, which are Spider-Man, Ghost of Tsushima from Sucker Punch, Days Gone, and Death Stranding from Hideo Kojima.
Death Stranding.
So they didn't say what we're going to see of any of those. So don't know if we've seen gameplay for all of them or whatever. But I would expect that there's going to be a lot of focus on Spider-Man because it's coming out in September. Days Gone just got a ton of information from. They had like a whole month of coverage with Game Informer, and it's coming out in early 2019. Death Stranding wasn't on that list. I lied. It was Last of Us 2. Sorry.
Oh, yeah, actually, sorry, we completely forgot about that other big...
Death Stranding is going to be at E3, probably on Sony stage, but that wasn't part of the 4 games that they were talking about.
I wonder if... I mean, we've seen a good few Death Stranding trailers now, like beautiful Kojima trailers. I mean, when we were at E3, we had the Norman Reedus baby holding
Jesus Christ
trailer, which spawned some of the best memes
We
ever.
did see him walk out on stage. It was really fucking cool.
So let's hope that there's... I'm excited for the game. I don't want to see another trailer. I want to see but we don't even know what the game is.
Yeah, I want to see when they were showing those Metal Gear 5 trailers, they always had that trailer of Snake starting out in Afghanistan and taking out the first base. Like a run through like that, you know what I mean? So that would be cool to see.
Just to see what is this game. You've showed me cool, weird trailers, but look, I don't know what your game is.
How's this game going to function? I'm still of the mind that it's going to be
just going to drop
No, not just going to drop it. It's going to be like a 6-hour experience. It's not going to be this 40-hour game. It's going to be a 6 to 10 hour experience, maybe a $40 game.
Yeah.
I'm holding firm on that prediction. Yeah. Like, that's what it's going to be.
Let's put money on it.
No, I'm broke.
Let's not.
Days Gone, I think they'll give a big focus to as well, because like it's coming out soon, and that game has been shown at far too many conferences now. I think it was revealed at the second E3 I went to, so this will be the third E3 I see it at.
Oh, jeez.
Like, it's just too much now.
Given that State of Decay 2 came out now, I know they're not the same game, but it's I don't know.
I'm curious to see how Sony juggles that and The Last of Us 2 on the same stage. Because I know that the Days Gone devs hate it when people compare the two, but fuck, they are so similar in,
like the world's
in setting and style.
And lost hope.
Sure, I mean, it's not the same game, but
there's similar themes, yeah.
Don't call them zombies, call them freakers. Cool.
I hate that. When a game comes out, it's like, no, our enemies aren't called zombies. They're called like X word. It's like, no, just call them zombies. It's okay. We know they're zombies.
Yeah,
like, you don't need to be different. It's really not an issue.
The one thing that doesn't impress me about the game is still their zombie / freak attack. Like, just the way the hordes kind of run at you looks fucking cool.
Which is really... I mean, when we saw that trailer, I know it doesn't what's the word? Like, it doesn't stage, or it doesn't show well on stage.
No, because they were just shooting.
That first trailer, it's like you see the person running, then they turn around and they shoot this big mob.
Yeah, and it doesn't make a difference.
Then they run and they shoot this big mob. I'm like, I get why they're doing it, because they're obviously thinning out the mob, but it doesn't demo well. That's what I'm trying to say. So I want to see... I don't know. I
want to see a bit more of the stuff like last year. They showed more like, hey, he was getting on his bike, he was going to a human encampment using stealth, and that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But I really like this idea of using the zombies as a mechanic, like creating noise or destroying a pathway so that they can come in and kind of slaughter an encampment or something. That's cool. Like, that tech is cool.
Yeah.
Ghost of Tsushima, I am super excited
I don't know
to see.
anything about that game.
So it's made by Sucker Punch, who did Infamous. And it's a feudal Japan open world game.
Oh, really? Okay, yes. I know nothing about this game.
So it's like an open world samurai game. Or I don't know. Maybe it might be like, did you ever play Mark of the Ninja?
No.
Oh, fuck.
Unfriend.
So like the 3D Mark of the Ninja, maybe a stealth game. I don't know. I want to see more of this game.
Yeah.
Because it's a setting that's not really done that often, with weapon sets that are very fresh, and Sucker Punch makes good games. So I'm fucking stoked to see this.
Have we seen trailers, anything?
It was announced at PSX.
Okay, but was
it just like a tone piece? Okay. It wasn't gameplay.
So we'll get a different trailer or gameplay or whatever.
Gameplay.
Yeah.
Sony also said that they're going to be focusing on third parties as usual, and VR stuff. Third parties definitely, Death Stranding isn't a third party, but I'm sure we'll see that there.
It's a second party.
I mean, Hideo Kojima's been tweeting out that he has his E3 trailer ready and shit like that, so yeah.
That's awesome.
Spyro, I think, will make an appearance there.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we know it's coming.
We know it's coming to Xbox, but it's a
PlayStation
Sony home, so I think they'll demo it there.
Yeah. Old Sparrow.
I'm keen to see more VR stuff, because if we're talking about Microsoft dropping the ball on VR stuff, I think PlayStation's dropped the ball on VR stuff lately. They're two big exclusives. So put it this way, they had 3 exclusives that came out beginning of this year, and only one of them was good.
Which one is Mars? Yeah, I remember.
Great.
Yeah.
Bravitine, that military shooter, was really bad. Impatient wasn't terrible, but it also wasn't that great.
Yeah.
I want to see more, because I'm getting less and less hopeful that Sony's actually supporting the platform.
Yeah, they need like one stellar.
Yeah, they just
VR
need more
experience.
games like Moss, more games that understand VR better, like Moss. So
Yeah, to get people to buy into
what
that.
other third-party things do you think they could show?
Shit, I don't know. And I think PlayStation.
See, it becomes tricky because
It could be
publishers want to
anything.
show it on the best, in the best way. So they immediately think, well, Xbox has the hardware
best-
to show
best
it. You
hardware,
know what I
yeah.
mean? So if I think back to like last year, what third-party stuff we got at Sony, I can't even remember anything.
I didn't watch the. So last year was the first conference I haven't covered.
Oh, you didn't. Oh, and you didn't watch it at all.
So I didn't watch it. No.
Oh,
Yeah,
This was
it's
a
too
good
early, man.
conference.
It's like 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning.
It was like a
nah.
direct though. Honestly, he came on. Sean Layden came on stage and he was like, "Hey, we got trailers."
And showed
then
4 million
hour
trailers.
of trailers.
and that
Yeah.
was
So if they make it a direct this year, I wouldn't mind.
that. Are you expecting any surprises this year? Any? I mean, there tends to be like 1 or 2 surprises, but like I don't think we'll see the Final Fantasy VII remake at all. Like
Fuck,
I don't even
could
know
you-
if we'll see it. Wait, what about Kingdom Hearts? That will. I mean,
Could
that's,
be actually. Good point.
What? Because didn't they show gameplay or something yesterday? Or
Yes,
there was
the preview
there was a
event,
preview event. Yeah.
embargo lifted, so there was new gameplay.
So
yesterday. It looks
yeah,
really
maybe
good.
they'll do more of that. I don't
But
know.
yeah, I have to wonder because Square Enix is also having their own
Oh, they're
conferences.
having, okay,
here.
so they'll
Yeah.
probably save that for.
But then again, they cross
know,
pollinate.
they do
They're
cross
like,
over, yeah.
hey, this was the demo you saw at this conference. Here's a bit of an extended
Yeah.
one at this conference or whatever. Yeah, Kingdom Hearts could work.
Yeah.
I'd be shocked if we saw Final Fantasy VII remake there.
From what we've heard, like you get one rumor saying like no, they've had to restart the project, and then you get another rumor like no, actually things are fine. It's like I don't know, just let that game's coming whenever it is ready. I'm in no rush.
What would be a good surprise, although I don't know if it will happen, is
Crisis Core remake.
Blue Point. Oh Jesus Christ, yes. Blue Point, who did the remake of Shadow of the Colossus.
Oh well, like what are they doing now?
Yeah, they moved on to a new remake.
Oh,
Yeah,
is it so we know it's a remake?
They already said it's going to be a remake, so I wonder if it's another Sony remake.
But I'm
or-
sure. I mean, they're on a roll with what they're doing now.
yeah.
So
No, they are the
they
masters
did
of
the Uncharted trilogy as
Yes.
well. Yeah, so
They've done a lot. Yeah.
They're doing a lot of Sony remakes. So maybe it is a thing of digging into the PS2 library and seeing like, well, what game did people like and what's
I think
gonna be
the
remade?
prevailing theory is everyone wants a remake of Demon Souls. So the very
yeah.
first Demon Souls, which would be interesting because they closed down the servers recently and stuff like that. So I don't know. Like I said, they only said that they're starting on a new project after they released Shadow of the Colossus in February.
Yeah.
So it's very small time frame for them
Yeah,
to have
to
something
have
spun
something
up
together,
Yeah,
yeah.
it would be
maybe-
it would be interesting as a tease.
Yeah, maybe like a splash screen even.
Yeah,
That's all they
yeah.
need. Like, hey,
oh,
we're
that
working on this.
reminds me. From Software.
Yeah,
From Software
oh.
teased something at the Game
They-
Awards.
Oh, what it
It
from
was
Software? is a-
Shadows Die Twice.
Yeah, so John Michael from my work, a colleague,
yeah.
he's the
the Big
Bloodborne
Souls
fan, Big Souls
yes,
fan.
yes.
He actually sent in some of his predictions, which we'll get to later. But one of them is Bloodborne 2, and he's like
I don't think it's Bloodborne 2 anymore.
95% hopeful. I guess that it's
I
Bloodborne
really
2.
thought it'd be Bloodborne 2
What do you
for
think
the
it is
longest
then?
time. I think there's been so many like speculative threads that I've been reading just on this, and a lot of people think it's a franchise that From introduced years ago called Tenchu, which was like this stealth, also this like as far as I can tell, like Oriental Asian setting, but it's a stealth game.
Can't just kill a man's
fucking
dreams like
down
that.
for that, man. When I'm just hearing like From Software making a stealth game, I'm like, yeah, cool. Take.
Also need to
give
play
it to me.
Bloodborne, so I can't even get hyped.
I'd be
yet.
happy with Bloodborne 2. Like, I really would, but I think Sony's slate of exclusives is so packed right now that I don't think it's happening.
I mean,
it
and
would be a pleasant surprise.
Bloodborne didn't come out that long ago.
No,
either.
it came out very long ago. It was
was
like 2015.
Was it that long ago?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
It was the first game I bought with my
That,
PlayStation.
oh, yes, I remember you saying,
Yeah.
damn, that is quite a while ago. So, I mean, if they had to announce it, it only come out in a year or two. So, I suppose
Yeah.
a 5-year.
I definitely think
is, but-
From will be more at PlayStation than Xbox because their games are very, even though they have a huge West following, like they have a huge Japanese following, and more Japanese viewers are playing Sony consoles. So yeah, I think if they are going to show it, it's going to be there. The other one that I think could be shown, just because of the history of the franchise, is if Warner Brothers and Rocksteady are finally making a new game, because Rocksteady released Arkham Knight in 2015.
It's quite a while
ago.
It was
a long time ago.
But that sorry, I do listen to the Kind of Funny Gamecast. Greg Miller was saying, I don't know if this is a rumor he heard, or he was saying that it often surfaces this rumor that they're working on a Superman game.
Yeah.
Which, like, I'm not a big fan of Superman, but shit, I'd be interested to see what a modern day Superman game looks like.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't play Arkham Knight, but I missed Arkham Origins, but I loved the Arkham series for what it's worth. The two that I did play.
You played half of it, isn't it?
Yeah, half. I played the good ones, okay? But that studio basically defined what combat is today. Well, not defined combat, but
like
that style of combat is like a lot of studios took notes from Batman, the whole like just counter and attack and this and that, whatever. I mean, what would they do with a Superman game?
I'd be very interested to see, because I mean, they, like you said, they took a property like Batman and made a game that both changed the way stealth games worked and just combat games worked, but still made it feel like a Batman game.
I mean, even the new Spider-Man takes some pages from that.
The combat definitely leans in on that same sort of style. I mean, so many games adopted it. That's what a genre-defining mechanic can do. So, I've also heard whispers of them doing a Wonder Woman game, which would be
that'd be
cool
quite
as well.
cool. Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
It would be interesting. It would be so left field to see them do something that's not DC related, like not superhero related or at all. It would just be like everyone's expecting them to do something like that. But then they come
out of nowhere.
But I think if they are going to reveal something, it'll probably be on Sony stage, just because that's where they revealed Batman VR, which makes sense because it's VR. But Warner Brothers tend to prefer them to show their stuff off. So, it'll be interesting. I love their games, and I think definitely they will announce something. It's been far too long, and they keep teasing like, oh, we reached this milestone. They keep tweeting out photos of mocap. So I think it's time.
Coming.
Yeah.
Oh, but sorry. I don't know. How did I get to this thought? But speaking of third parties, what are like NetherRealm going to be doing? You think?
Yeah.
I think it's time for them to have at least
it's going to be another Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, another Mortal Kombat seems to be the.
Ed Boon actually was. Started tweeting out again the other day, replacing C's with K's. So,
wow, what does it mean? It's so cryptic with the K.
Cryptic, with the K. With the K.
But do they normally unveil this stuff on Microsoft or PlayStation? I have no idea.
I don't know, actually. I think when they revealed Injustice, it was before E3. They, had their whole like, hey, we're going to drop this trailer, whatever. And then they showed it at one of the conferences.
So now I've got the ball rolling. I'm thinking of all third parties. What about Capcom? Are they going to do Resident Evil Remake 2? I mean,
I did not think of that.
Resident Evil 7 was at Sony's conference, and that was the big surprise, because you did that whole kitchen demo, whatever it was called.
Jesus Christ. Yeah,
that horror demo. And
that was the year before.
That was the year before, and then it was unveiled like, oh, actually, that's Resident Evil 7.
Yeah.
And we know that Resident Evil 2 remake is happening, so maybe they'll show that, maybe they'll hint. I don't think they'll do Resident Evil 8 so soon.
No,
I don't know.
I don't think so.
I think it's way too soon.
And I think they've tapped all the DLC out of there.
Yeah, but I think a Resident Evil 2 remake seems likely, because
and that would definitely be on the Sony stage.
On the Sony stage,
100% on the Sony stage. Shit, I did not think about that. That's actually...
Oh man, E3's coming.
Yeah.
Get excited. Yeah, those are the two that came to
Warner
mind.
Warner Brothers related. I wonder if they'll.
I'm thinking Sony stuff now.
Yeah, I think that's a good like balance of which third parties will see at Microsoft versus which will see at Sony. I think Sony, even just with their 4 games, already has a strong showing.
They do.
So, their conferences for the past 3 years have been out of this world. So. So expecting big things.
Oh man.
Then the smaller ones, Ubisoft.
Wait, let me interject you. Do you want to get through them, or do you want to save it for next week?
No, fuck that.
You're okay? You want to just go? Because we're an hour and 13 already. We're still going to get to read it.
This might just be a longer podcast.
Okay, that's fine.
This
okay,
is the E3
Ubisoft.
Extravaganza. Ubisoft. These are shorter because it's just like their games. You know what I mean?
So we know Splinter Cell, basically.
Maybe. I fucking hope so. So the one thing we missed out in news is that they've delayed Skull and Bones, which is their ship fighting game.
You don't pirate the ship. You don't steal the ship. You are the ship.
You are the ship. 100 ships parachute onto an island.
Oh yeah, I mean we pitched at Battle Royale. Don't be surprised if you don't see it announced at Ubisoft this year. That's the end of conference.
Yeah, that's
surprise.
their one big thing.
So that's been delayed now.
Yeah, delayed out of their next fiscal year. So it's only coming out after April 2019.
Was that announced last year or the year before?
Year, yeah, it was announced last year.
Why do I feel like it was...
Anyways, the year before. I don't know.
I seem to think it was the year before, but I could be speaking shit. So
I don't know.
It doesn't matter. That's a game that's not to be funny, but I'm not like excited about. I'm like, okay, cool, ship combat, whatever.
What they did say during their earnings call is that they have 3 big AAA games coming out in this current fiscal year. 2 of them which we know, one of them which will be revealed at E3.
Wait, what are the 2 we know?
Division 2, which is coming out March sometime next year, apparently. Yeah. And I'm blanking. Oh, The Crew 2. Sorry. The racing games, yeah. Which is coming out a bit later this year.
The Snooze 2.
Hey!
No, it doesn't even rhyme.
So, okay, this is where it gets a bit tricky because I know some things.
Oh man,
and I cannot even allude to them.
Okay,
so I'm going to let you steer the speculation.
Not to spoil anything, but is this stuff you know because of appointments you have at E3? Yes. Okay, so I'm going to steer the ship. You'll be like, yeah, that's a good prediction. Fuck, you're so wrong.
I'm not saying a thing. Like, I will get fucking murdered.
Oh man. Are they going to announce Steep 2?
I don't know.
Nope. New Watch Dogs?
You can't ask me yes or no questions. This isn't like a magic 8 ball where I'll just like lift my eyebrows at you.
Is Ubisoft going to announce New Watch Dogs? I'm going to shake your head and you'll be like, try again later.
What we can infer from just the Walmart leak, that Walmart leak had a Splinter Cell and an Assassin's Creed on there.
I don't know if we'll see Assassin's Creed.
I mean, this is the thing, like, if they only have one game coming out this fiscal year, do they announce both of them and say, this one's coming out this year?
Yeah.
You know, what if they say, you know, like the Walmart leak was all like, hey, Assassin's Creed is coming out. And everyone's going, oh, they're going back to annualization. What if they announce an Assassin's Creed and say, no, it's only coming out next year?
Yeah. Okay, no,
that'd be cool.
That I can agree with. But I mean, I don't see them announcing an Assassin's Creed and releasing another one this year. I
think I'd be a bit disappointed by that.
Yeah. It'd seem really stupid because, I mean, people called for it for years, like, just put Assassin's Creed on hold and, you know, and they did, and it worked. So I didn't see them going back to that. But maybe it is like, hey, there's a new Assassin's Creed coming out.
Yeah,
next year. Cool.
Maybe what they do is, I heard it on, what podcast did I hear it on? I think it was the Giant Bomb podcast. I think Ben Pack there was saying, what if they do a kind of Assassin's Creed 2 kind of thing where it's a new game, but it's the same character in just a different part. Cool. So like, what if they use Bayek again? And maybe he's fighting with people in Rome because there was a big arc in Origins of the Romans, you know.
Okay.
So, you know, what? Maybe they do something like that. I don't know. That'd be cool.
What if it's an Assassin's Creed remake? I don't know. I mean, when did the first Assassin's Creed come out? It's quite an old franchise
2007?
Yeah, 8? I mean, I don't know. I know you said Assassin's Creed 2. She's like, listen to my Joe Beckham, but Assassin's Creed.
Assassin's Creed, bro.
Assassin's Creed, bro. If they do like a, I don't know, remake, I don't know how.
That'd be pretty cool.
Still never played Assassin's Creed, so it means nothing to me.
Okay. I would love a Splinter Cell. I think I've said this many times.
Is Splinter Cell, are you going to see?
I have no information on Splinter Cell at all.
Do you have a TBA appointment?
Not for Splinter Cell.
Well, would it be TBA Splinter Cell? Would it? It's been announced. Actually, it's Splinter Cell.
I don't know. I would love to see a new Splinter Cell. I think like we've said so many times before, it's like, it's been time. They had Michael Ironside in the studio recording stuff for Ghost Recon Wildlands. Like, fuck. Like, if there isn't a Splinter Cell, I'd be more surprised at this point.
What about Ubisoft is Beyond Good and Evil?
Yeah, correct? I think they'll show more of that.
They'll show more of
That's definitely not coming out this year. 100%.
Yeah, no, I don't think it will.
I mean, they had that live stream a few weeks ago where they showed off some new footage and it looks real early still. Yeah. So, yeah, we'll see more of that.
Okay, but here's the thing. If it's not Splinter Cell, then what the hell is it?
Fuck. I mean, I don't think it's a new IP.
Yeah, also, like, I don't know.
It could
be a new IP, but is it? I don't know.
I think they've got such a staple of IP now
that they can just rotate them out.
Yeah.
But I mean, it wouldn't hurt to come up with a new IP. I mean, yeah, Wildlands is a new IP, but it's not really, but
Well,
it
it's
kind
not.
of
It's
is.
Ghost Recon. But
No,
it's an
no,
entirely
but
new
it's like
game.
it's an entirely new game. So yeah, not new IP, but an entirely new game.
Imagine they go completely
Jeez,
left field and they're just like, hey, there's a new Rainbow Six. Because Siege has been doing
Siege
super
has been
well.
doing. I mean,
Yeah.
and Siege will be 3 years old. Although
Yeah.
I don't know, that seems like the kind of game where
that'd
it's
be a bad move.
yeah,
I think.
it's the kind of game where they've got such good faith and such momentum now. That's like, let that game go for the next
just
5,
add more
10
content
years,
to
whatever
that
it
game
is.
itself. Don't reinvent it.
Yeah, don't
Yeah.
reinvent it.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. That's more servicey game.
But I'm trying to think of genres now. Like but Ubisoft's all like the open world.
That's their staple. And to be honest, like people give them shit for that, but they do open worlds.
They do it well.
Like
I mean,
they vary their open worlds. Like the open world in Far Cry is quite different to the one in Watch Dogs.
Yeah.
And the way you interact with that open world is very different.
yeah.
So like people give them shit that's all they create, but they manage to get a lot out of that single type of setting in a very interesting way. So
yeah. Just want to let you know I didn't timestamp.
nice, great. This is going to be great editing.
I'm gonna rewind some time here.
I'm very interested to see the Division 2 running in action.
Yeah.
Because I think the first game was underwhelming in certain parts, but it grew into a much, much better game than it launched at.
Ubisoft's on this trend where they like a game releases, again, not every single game, but they release a game, yeah, it's okay, but then give it a year and it's like, whoa, this game's amazing. And
Their post-launch support is really good.
That happened with Rainbow Six and with the Division. So yeah,
I'm keen to
Let's
see it, just because it's their second crack at that sort of game, and I think they learnt a lot. And I mean, I want another shared world shooter that can rival something like Destiny. So
Schmechtny.
Yeah.
Will we be seeing Destiny 3? No, we're not.
Not
Just
a
kidding.
chance.
Of course not.
that's another thing that could happen at Sony. Those the Destiny
DLC
the
or
DLC
expansion,
coming in
whatever.
September. The big DLC.
Do they normally go at Sony or
They have a deal with Sony.
Oh,
So all
okay.
the
So
DLC
Sony,
comes
yeah.
out first on Sony's shit like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely on Sony's stage it will happen.
As a matter of interest, wasn't Destiny 1 Xbox? Or was it always been a PlayStation?
No, I
thing?
think it's always been PlayStation. Yeah.
Never noticed.
Ubisoft.
I
So
think.
yeah, that's Ubisoft.
Yeah, that's Ubisoft.
EA. It's not much there.
Will we be seeing FIFA 19? What are we
FIFA
on?
19. 100%.
Sorry, okay, we'll definitely see FIFA 19.
They'll make a big deal of it because the World Cup will be happening at the same time.
but here's the real question. Will Pele be on stage?
Fuck, I love Pele there
Talk
again.
about the love of the game
For
and
half an hour.
and how FIFA's like the best. It's the better version
Fuck,
over
I love
last
Pele,
year.
but Jesus, that was a dumb idea to have him on stage for that
Yeah,
long.
I don't know. It's so funny because with the football game, like, yeah, this conference is for gamers, but the moment you put like a football star at a gaming conference, we're like,
They just seem
Wow.
so fish out of water, man. Especially
Wow.
Pele, he's like 70. What's going on?
go back to retirement.
So we
but-
know that they're revealing Battlefield next
Yeah,
week.
Battlefield
so yeah,
V. But now,
Anthem.
okay, but before we get to Anthem, Battlefield 5, where will it be set? What battlefield will it be?
I think a World War
Is
II
it,
thing.
you think it's a World War II
Yeah.
thing?
Yeah.
They haven't done World War II since Battlefield 2.
No, Battlefield 2 wasn't World War II.
Well, oh, it
Battlefield
wasn't. Oh my gosh, it
1942 was
wasn't.
World
Gee,
War
you're
II,
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. So you know Timothy Bigger.
Yes.
Bigger. I was with him yesterday in work, John Michael from work. He was saying he wouldn't be surprised if Battlefield is just gone back to the future again, 2143. I don't know.
I'd be shocked by that.
Yeah,
'Cause
I don't know.
I think the big thing was them going back to World War One.
Yeah.
When Call of Duty was doing the future thing. So
well, now Call of Duty went to World War II.
but now they're back to the future in this one. So
They should call it Battlefield 5 Back to the Future.
there
I'd buy
were
that.
rumors that Battlefield 5 would have a campaign, and that campaign would be like Bad Company 3.
If
Those have been dispelled, but that would be fucking
really?
cool. Yeah.
Has it been dispelled?
Yeah.
The only Battlefield I want is Bad Company 3.
Jesus, I'd play the shit
So
out
like,
of that.
yeah.
I just want my smiley faces on my grenade guns again.
Exactly. So you think it's World War II? It's not going to
Yeah,
be
I
like
think so.
Vietnam or
It could be. I don't think they're going present day, put it that way.
yeah,
I think World War II would make sense.
yeah. Maybe, I don't know.
Would you? I mean, we both played one, and I quite liked the
I
campaign.
enjoyed
The
one. Yeah,
vignettes were fun.
I was actually thinking about it this morning in the drive and like why I enjoyed it, and it was that whole little short story. I think it worked quite well, and maybe
I mean, there were
it is-
definitely training missions because like one was a tank mission,
Yeah.
one was a stealth mission.
That's one
was,
thing I didn't particularly like. I was like, yeah,
It was
that's a
so
bit-
signposted.
yeah. But I did enjoy like here's a 1 hour story, 1.5 hour story about this guy in the war, story about this person in the war, whatever.
And they were fun. They were fun. I really enjoyed it, and it looked spectacular.
Yeah.
So
Battlefield Tech. Well, Battlefield Tech. What is the engine called? Frostbite.
Yeah.
BattleBite.
BattleBite.
Best engine ever.
Aside
Those games always look good.
Battlefield, definitely Anthem is going to have a big presence because it's meant to come out beginning of next year. I think we're going to see a lot more of how the game runs as an open world game and as a shooter, and why it was delayed and stuff like that.
Yeah,
So
the game has to be good as well.
keen to see that. All the sports games.
Yeah. Will there be NHL? Yes, there'll be
Yes.
NHL 19. Will there be
all
Madden?
the sports
Yes, there'll be
games.
Madden.
I wonder if they'll touch on Respawn Star Wars Project, because
maybe.
they, since last E3, they cancelled, not delayed in perpetuity.
Star Wars.
Amy Hennig's Visceral Games Star Wars game,
yeah.
they cancelled that. So the next one up on their slate should be Respawn's Star Wars game. So don't know if they'll touch on that, but
I don't know. Isn't it too soon to do Star Wars after the fiasco?
Of Battlefront, that might actually factor into that.
Yeah,
they might
they're like,
steer clear
no,
of
just
it.
don't piss off the Star Wars fans anymore.
Yeah, that's a good point actually.
Yeah.
And I think honestly, Anthem is going to be huge for them, and they're going to spend a
big game.
ton of time on that thing.
Man.
I think there was a leak a few weeks ago that suggested Unravel 2, which would surprise me, because the first game didn't seem to be critically a success. Yeah.
Unraveled was that one with the cute red.
Yeah, Yanni. He was really cool.
Oh,
and I think the mechanics of like throwing out yarn and using that to manipulate, but apparently
it wasn't
puzzles
like
weren't
amazing.
that great. Yeah.
But sorry, speaking of E3 highlights, that I wasn't at that conference, I don't think, but watching that, no, that was last year or the year before.
What, Unravel?
When they announced that. I just have a memory of...
it was my very first E3.
Was it that long ago?
2015, yeah.
Holy shit, but I just... sorry, it was long ago. I just have memories of that guy, I don't remember what his name is.
The lead designer,
but
the creative director.
Coming out on stage, and you could see he was shaking because he was so nervous and excited. But that to me was like, oh man.
No, it was that was
really
the highlight
awesome.
of that conference. It was awesome.
Just how excited he was
really
about
cool
that
seeing
game.
that. Yeah.
And
just like seeing him on the show floor, and they were walking around with a real life Yanni. You could take photos with it. It was really fun.
Selfies with Yanni.
So yeah, maybe they do another one. That'd be cool. I'm keen to see EA do more of this like funding indie stuff, because generally they've been decent.
They do quite well with that,
So
but even to jump back to Ubisoft, they also have been good with that stuff in the past. I mean,
they haven't done some in a while.
No, that's what I'm thinking. So I think of titles like what was that World War
Valiant
one?
Hearts.
Valiant Hearts was really good.
Child of Light
was really good. And there was a stage where they were doing, although maybe they, like, I know Gone Home wasn't amazing. I mean, not Gone Home.
Gone Home was great. What are you talking about?
No. There's a game with Grow Home. That one.
Grow Home.
One.
Yeah,
that was like
and they made a sequel.
The
to
same
that
vein.
as well, yeah.
So like I know that they did start with Child of Light and Valiant Hearts, and there was this ball rolling like shit. Like these indie games are really good, but I think after that it's like it's okay. Would be cool to see them go back.
I'd love to see more, because it seems like so many games aren't using that UB Art engine, because Rayman used it, and then Valiant Hearts and Child of Light, and I want to see more games using that thing.
That engine.
Fuck.
Yeah.
And Ubisoft has so many studios. Like they opened up another one earlier this year. So like I know a lot of them are support studios for the big projects, but like let one or two
just
work on a small
game
like this. Like fuck, I'd be down.
Will there be Sims 6 at EA?
I don't think so. I if I'm recalling this correctly, I think EA even said that there's going to be no Sims at E3, which is super surprising to me.
They're just pumping out
expansions.
It's not really expansions, like content packs and making a killing. So I don't.
Yeah, they just made a platform for Sims. I don't think there's a next big iteration for it. So
for a good few years.
But yeah, so I think EA's mainly sports, Anthem, and
FIFA 19, yes,
and Battlefield.
Yeah, exciting stuff.
Bethesda.
Before we jump off, who's Dragon Age? Is that EA?
That's EA. They could talk about that. They've said they're developing a new one, but I think given that it's BioWare, I think they are all hands on deck.
They're all
on
Anthem. Yeah, you're right.
There's not a chance. They're going to talk about Anthem and be like, hey, look, we have Dragon Age as well, and then Anthem bombs, and they're like,
oh shit.
Yeah, no, I highly doubt that.
Okay, we jump
Bethesda.
into... You do know that we've missed Nintendo.
Fuck. Okay, we'll leave Nintendo for last.
I just dawned on me. I was like,
Jesus.
Microsoft, Sony,
Jesus,
VA,
this is going to be long. Okay,
Yeah.
let's try keep it in 2 hours. So we've got half an hour.
Okay, we can do this. Okay, Bethesda.
We already know Rage 2 is coming.
Borderlands 3 is coming.
Yeah, Borderlands 3. Yeah. I think we'll see Prey DLC.
Yeah. Well, speaking of those teasers or leaks, whatever, I remember you mentioning like they had 3 and people speculating like, well, there's one in space. Is that alluding to?
I think it all ended up linking to Rage. Yeah, which is kind of weird. But they teased. Arcane was teasing something to do with Prey a few months ago.
But they had that Big Ben thing. How does that tie into Prey?
I don't know. Maybe
Dishonored.
You mean Dishonored? Listen, I was actually replaying Dishonored 2 again during the week, and while I think it's a good game, I don't think it's sold well enough for Bethesda to revisit it for a long time. Yeah. So I highly doubt we'll see that. But I think a Prey DLC, 100%. I'd be super shocked if we saw something like a new Doom.
Oh, shit, I didn't even think about that.
Because it is working on Rage 2, but I don't know in what capacity, like how many people they've committed to that project.
To Rage, yeah. Shit, I mean, as much as I enjoy Doom, I think maybe it's a bit too soon for a sequel.
Do they make a sequel to that game?
I don't know.
How did that game was surprising.
Although, I'm trying to think, that game did have like a story. It
did, yeah.
Didn't it allude to a sequel?
Yeah, it did, because at the end, spoilers for Doom, you destroy the big cyber demon
thing.
Cyber demon, yeah. And then when you get back to Earth, your AI robot companion locks you up again. Yeah. And he's like, cool, I'm just going to carry on mining hell. Yeah. Fuck you. And that's how it ends.
So, there could be a Doom 2. I mean, I think it will happen. I just don't think it will happen so soon.
The main thing I worry about is not the story. I'm just like, how the shooting fuck are they going to make it that exciting again? Like, I don't know. That's a tough.
That's a game you don't touch for a few years.
So I think I'd be pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, no, me too. I mean, I played Doom a year and a half after it came out.
Because what's interesting is that Bethesda is like, this is going to be our longest conference yet. So last year, I was already like, this conference is too long. Yeah. Like, you don't have as much content as you think you have. This conference should have been half of the length and it would have been fine. So I don't know if they're saying that in like, they're just padding everything out again. Yeah. Or if that means they're going to show like huge games. Stuff. Yeah.
But I mean, there's still that thing of like, is there new Elder Scrolls? Are they going to show that Star game?
I think they definitely... Yes, that.
You think they're going to show that?
Yes, I actually forgot about that. I think it's called Star...
I don't have no idea.
I want to say Stargate, but it's definitely not
Stargate. It's Stargate, the
game. They've been teasing that for a long time. Yeah, and I think that...
And it's been... Elder Scrolls 5 is on every fucking platform, and that came out so long ago. It's about time that there's.
But is it on your smartphone?
Not yet. It's on my watch.
Is it on this podcast?
Yes, you can play it right now. Tap the link in the description below. No, don't. I think that won't work.
I was listening to IGN's Beyond podcast today, and they made a good point. They've said that Bethesda said that they're not revealing Elder Scrolls 6. They were like, that could mean two things: that they're not ready to move on with Elder Scrolls 6. But that they're also not ready to move on from Skyrim. So what if they announce something that's more
Skyrim 2?
Exactly. What if they announce something more along those lines, and it's like a Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas type of thing?
Oh man. That's something I never thought of. Thought of.
It'd be interesting.
Skyrim.
I don't like Skyrim, but
yeah, I know you don't like some, but you like minority. Well, you're not a minority, but I think
definitely a minority.
Enough people like Skyrim. I mean, they've put on every goddamn platform.
Yeah, enough people.
The sequel would definitely not go like unloved. But I don't know. I think it's been long enough that people want another Elder Scrolls, and whether that's Skyrim V2 or Skyrim 6, which you said it probably won't be. I don't know.
Maybe they announce some DLC for like Wolfenstein or Evil Within 2, something like that. I
don't know.
But yeah, I mean, they're talking about it being a huge conference, and if I'm just thinking about their franchises, like I don't expect to see a new Fallout. I don't expect to see Elder Scrolls 6 unless it's like something to do with Skyrim. Rage is going to be a big thing for them. They announce this new IP probably?
They must have some surprise.
I'm sure they have a new IP. Doom fits. Like,
Yeah.
to me, Doom fits. It makes sense that they announced another shooter.
I wouldn't say no, but I still think it's a bit too soon for another shooter.
I agree.
I mean, in Rage 2, yeah, it's a different kind of shooter, but still a shooter.
Imagine they get on this cycle where it's like 1 year Doom, 1 year Wolfenstein, 1 year Rage.
Oh man,
and they just
rinse and repeat.
Damn.
Like, what if it's Bulletstorm 2?
Oh, Bulletstorm is EA owned.
No, but imagine. They're like, surprise, Rage 3 is actually the love child of Bulletstorm 2, which is coming out now. It's out now.
Oh, fuck. Down.
Yo, imagine.
I wonder if they release another smartphone game like they did with Fallout Shelter. That was really fun.
I played a shit ton of Fallout Shelter and then I got bored of it. It was really cool.
And it was cool that it was like, it's out now.
Yeah. And I think they made enough money from that to be like, well, let's explore more mobile experiences. So why not? Maybe we get Doom Mobile. I mean, come on.
Shit.
The Mars base management game where you have to stop demons from, I don't know, stealing your resources or something.
Man. I'd be so there.
Can you imagine? That'd be fun.
Bethesda's interesting. I'm watching them with a close eye.
Bethesda's really a wild card for me because to me it seems, I mean, yeah, like Sony can have a surprise, Microsoft can have a surprise, but Bethesda's really like,
I'm keen to see what this new IP is, though. Like, is it a shooter? Is it an immersive sim like Dishonored and Prey? Is it something completely different, like an RPG? Is it their version of a shared world shooter? Like, what the fuck is it?
You know what we've completely forgot this whole E3 is that the fact that Battle Royales are the hot shit right now.
Yeah.
How many Battle Royales are we going to see? Microsoft will probably have one. Sony will probably have. Okay, maybe not. But you know what I mean? It tends to be that trend like, well, Black Ops are doing it. They're like, we play Battle Royales. We're making our own Battle Royale.
If I'm being entirely honest, I think you might see Battle Royales we already see from Call of Duty. I would not be surprised if Battlefield has their own.
As a Battle Royale.
But I don't think we're going to see it in many other games because I don't think, like, people are going, your Call of Duty has one and Battlefield has one.
Yeah.
What fucking chance does our one have?
Yeah, you're right.
Like, I don't think it's going to go that
Well,
route.
I learned a little interesting nugget of information yesterday, completely unrelated to E3. Apparently, Dota has a Battle Royale mode.
Yeah, for the
compendium, which I had no idea about. So
it's Battle Royale-esque.
Yeah.
Like,
so I need to read up on it. I'm just like, what?
Apparently the compendium's bad this year.
Really? Oh, shit.
Yeah, it's bad.
Well,
you should investigate and let us know.
But I hung up my Dota coat years ago.
I'm telling you to go do it.
Research. Homework, okay. Sorry, so we're on Bethesda. Bethesda's the wild card, basically.
I think I'm keen to see what they have, but yeah, I don't know. I really don't know.
This is the point of E3. It's a big
Square Enix is having a conference.
More like
Square
Enix, am I right?
2 years. The last time they had a conference, they announced the Nier sequel, Nier Automata,
which did
and they
really
talked about Final Fantasy Remake 7 and stuff like that. So here I think we are going to get more Final Fantasy 15
stuff,
content. 100%.
Yeah, but look, I love the game, but man, they've also done that game.
They've milked the shit out of that game.
She's like, you can play it on your smartphone. You can play this version.
Oh, there's more expansions coming out. And stuff.
No, like I enjoy that game. I'm like, okay, let's not do that. It's like it's fine. Just put it to bed now. It had its time. Let's move to Final Fantasy 16 or Final Fantasy 7
Don't
remake.
do this to people. It took so long for 15. Don't do this.
Don't make them wait another 10 years now for 16. Not that it's 10 years.
I think we'll get more content for that. We definitely. Oh, they said it after the preview event yesterday that Kingdom Hearts should have its release date announced soon.
Really?
Sure, that makes sense.
What?
So
that game's only been like in
there for like
4,000 years.
It looks really good though.
Here's the unfriend moment. Have you played Kingdom Hearts?
No, never.
Oh, okay, good. Because I haven't either. So.
I haven't either. I've tried to once catch up on the story in that game, and it is so wild. Yeah, I just can't.
I'd want to play one.
But I was watching the gameplay footage yesterday, and shit, it looked visually stunning.
But as someone, you enjoyed Crisis Core, and to me, Kingdom Hearts combat is very much like that action RPG. I mean, I've never played it. I should have played it, but I never had a PS2.
Yeah.
And they released HD 1 and 2. Did they release on PS4 though?
Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop HD Remix 2.0 Final Fantasy. Who the fuck knows?
Was that on PlayStation 4
I don't know.
Because I'm like, that's a sort of package I should pick up and play. But just the thought of going through all those RPGs and
and they all interlink in some way. I'm just like, nah.
Yeah, so that'll, I'm sure they'll show more of that stuff. And we've really taken Final Fantasy VII Remake. I don't think they'll show anything.
Right? Like, there's all these reports like development was really bad, and then there's reports like, oh, that was true, but that was actually months ago, and now it's back on track. And they keep teasing that they might show something.
No,
I don't know.
No, don't show it. It's fine. Like, delay another year.
The one thing I'm curious to know is if it's still episodic. Because when it was announced and they announced that it was episodic, it was a completely different developer. So, yeah. I
don't know.
I think we'll see more Shadow of the Tomb Raider, because that's Square.
Also Square, yeah. I keep feeling, like, whenever I think of Square, it's like RPG.
The big Square game, though, Avengers. 100%.
Oh, yeah, we'll see that, definitely.
We are definitely going to see that. I'm sure Crystal Dynamics working on that.
And the timing would be so good as well. I mean, between Avengers, Infinity War, and then Infinity War 2 is coming out next year.
Strike While the Iron is hot, yeah. The main thing I'm curious to see about that game is how they like manage to incorporate all these different skill sets. Like,
I don't know.
It's hard designing a game that functions just when your character is able to do a set amount of moves. Now you have a character like the Hulk and Iron Man, where one is a brute, one can fly.
Yeah.
Like, how the fuck do you design those to work together?
I don't know.
It must be a nightmare.
Yeah, it's a big challenge, that one.
So I'm keen to see that. Like, did you ever play Ultimate Alliance?
Yeah, I played.
It was like the Diablo, Marvel Diablo. Those are fun.
It was the Diablo of superhero games, basically.
Yeah, exactly. But that managed to balance them because you were playing like a Diablo, so all your attacks kind of did the same thing.
Yeah, and you did level up and shit like that.
You got new gear and stuff like that. But from rumors and stuff, they're like, oh yeah, you can take flight as Iron Man, or you can shield bash people with Captain America. It's like, how the fuck do you balance that?
Yeah,
like,
I don't know.
How do you make it fun so that no one ever just wants to play Tony Stark and not the Hulk because he feels less fun to play?
Yeah.
I'm sure it'll be a co-op thing, probably.
I can't imagine there being an Avengers game that doesn't have co-op.
Yeah, that'd be kind of silly, I think.
Play the Avengers alone.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't work.
What if it's not an Avengers game and they just come in and they're like, we've made a game based on Hawkeye?
Oh, no. We're calling it, what is that? Thief. We're calling it Thief. Yeah. It's Thief.
Thief is being
Hawkeye edition.
As Hawkeye.
And it's like, well, we don't know where Hawkeye was in Avengers, so maybe this is his...
He was in a new franchise.
And when we meant new franchise, we meant a new game. Surprise.
Imagine like Ant-Man, like being able to shrink down and run around the level as a small Ant-Man. Fuck, that'd be cool.
Yeah, I don't know how they're going to do that game. Shit, that's...
Yeah, I'm very, very interested to see that. But I think Crystal Dynamics are good devs.
Yeah.
Like...
I think
and they've worked with like otherworldly stuff before with like Legacy of Kain and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm keen to see it. And I'm sure that's going to be a big title for Square to show off. Yeah.
And what about, you messaged me earlier this week saying, you need to tell me why you like Project Octopath Traveler, because you hate it.
Yeah, so let's move on to Nintendo then.
Okay,
So that's also a Square game, but that's...
And it's coming to Switch.
Yeah, that's probably going to be a big focus for Nintendo, because that's coming out in what, July?
Yeah, it's soon.
July, yeah.
It really is.
Yeah. So I played the demo.
You'd enjoy it.
It looks beautiful.
Yes,
Let's get that straight. Like the art style, the whole like it almost looks like paper. It's like paper-esque.
It's Paper Mario.
Yeah,
Final
Paper
Fantasy.
Mario with Final Fantasy. I'm not a fan of the combat.
Not at all.
I think it's too slow. It's not that engaging.
Do you hate fun?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah. Oh man, whoa.
But what's keeping me interested is that the demo's old.
Yeah,
like the demo came out ages
I think
ago.
a lot's changed. Well, I don't know if a lot has changed since then, but remember the demo is also just those two characters.
Yeah.
And there's a whole pantheon of characters, you want to call them that, all with their own different stories. And from my understanding of the game, you can start at different parts of the game because you pick a character or something like that. There's a whole...
Or like different like time periods of the game? Or...
No, I actually don't know how to work, but I think when you start... So, in the demo, you can choose, like, I want to play as this character, this character. I think that is in the actual game, you'll get to choose from any of the 8 characters, and that's where you start the journey. And I don't know how to work, but supposedly that's how to work.
Cool.
But I don't know, the reason I enjoy the game, it just really reminds me a lot of a modern day Final Fantasy VI. So yeah, there's differences. It's not, I mean, they've got, I don't remember it now, I played the demo so many months ago, but there's that mechanic where you have to like you've got certain charge, and you can choose how to use it. Or, I don't remember what it's called.
I can't recall. I played a demo a while ago.
Oh, you also played it a while ago,
Yeah,
but there were like basically every turn you get a charge of something. I just can't remember what it's called.
Limit break.
Yes, how did you know? So, okay, I'm explaining this horribly, so please don't kill me, Square fans. But imagine you have like
Mars coming at you at night.
No, please, Umar, don't hurt me. So let's say you have like 5 power slots, whatever. On your first turn, you'll have like 1, and then you'll get 2 in the next turn, 3, and you can choose how many to use per thing. So if you want a really powerful tech, you'll ramp it up that you use all 5.
Okay.
So there's that mechanic which is different.
Okay.
But other than that, the only way I can explain it, it's like a modern day Final Fantasy 6 because it's that sort of style, but like not that style. It's 3D-ish.
Yeah, it's got, like I said, it looks really striking.
And just that combat reminds me a lot of it, where it's the turn-based.
Well, I mean, Final Fantasy
school.
6 is like your favorite Final Fantasy. So.
Yeah, I made the decision when I put together the top 10 list, and I stand by that. I think I played it years after it came out, and I was so hooked on it. But speaking of Final Fantasy 6, let's okay. Octopath Traveler's coming. I'm sure they'll show that at Nintendo or at Square's, whatever. They'll show more of it or something. But before the Switch was announced, there was a rumor going around. It was probably like 2 years ago or last year. The Switch was out last year. The year before, when we went to E3, that okay, it's got nothing to do with E3. Sorry, I'm rambling here. But there was a rumor going around that Final Fantasy 6 will get a remake. And
they've got to finish a 7 first.
They'll finish 7. But I don't know. Square's got many studios, like whatever.
Yeah.
But there was a rumor going on a Final Fantasy 6 remake, and it'll be at the time like it'll be an exclusive on the new Nintendo hardware.
Ooh.
So imagine a Final, and when I say Final Fantasy 6 remake, I don't mean to the extent, I don't envision it like Final Fantasy 7
like
where it's
changing
like
the game
full on, like it's 3D now. Well, I mean 7 was 3D, but it's like full on CGI, whatever you want to call it. Think of how like Final Fantasy 4 got a remake where it's still the same 2D thing, but it's given like a new art style. It's been modernized. Like it's
like a more modern 2D art style with the same gameplay or something.
I can fully see that happening, and it's so funny because 6 is the best old school Final Fantasy game, like hands down, and it's never had a proper remake, like at all. I mean, 5 hasn't had one either, but 4 got one. 4 even got not an expansion, a sequel, and I'm like, okay, I enjoy 4, but why 6 get no love?
Well,
like, I don't know.
You better just hope that Square doesn't do the thing that they did with Chrono Trigger, where they just released the mobile port.
Oh no, yeah, I think they've done that with 6. They've released like it's on Steam.
Did they release that chibi version as well, or was that some other later
that was on
one?
6. 6 has always been that original style, but like it's on Steam. I think it is on mobile as well, but there hasn't been that proper like 3D remake, whatever. Okay. So that'd be cool. I wouldn't be surprised.
That'd give me a reason to play 6.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it will happen this year or ever, I don't know, but I wouldn't be surprised. In fact, I'd be very happy if they're like, cool, here's a Final Fantasy 6 exclusive for the Switch, and we've given it a new coat.
Yeah, maybe now you know that Octopath Traveler is coming out, and as soon as Square Enix announces their next
stuff
RPG project for the Switch. So
yeah, I'd be down for that. But Nintendo,
Nintendo's big.
One.
Nintendo's big. I think of the known properties, we're going to see more of Mario Tennis Aces. We're going to see way more of Smash.
Man,
we're
going to see all the character reveals.
I'm super excited to see a lot of Smash. I mean, you were the one who got me into Smash. You played it on the 3DS. Yeah, what a game!
I love Smash.
It's super fun.
Did you play it on the Wii U at all?
No, I just played it on 3DS.
So the Wii U version was the 3DS version, but better. I mean, so take from that what you will. 3DS version, I mean, they're identical, but the Wii U just had more mode. I can't remember. It was just better. I remember it being better. So shit.
Who's your main?
Kirby, man. We all know it's Kirby.
Kirby's good.
Flipping
lately, I've because we play Smash every now and then at the office, and I don't know if you know Claudio Desson. No.
Are you assuming because I'm Portuguese I know all the...
No. He's on Twitter. He's friends with a lot of people.
But is he Portuguese?
Yes, he is.
Did you know him before you started working there?
I knew him on Twitter.
Oh, man.
He is fucking excellent at that game.
Oh, yeah?
Crazy
who's
good.
His main?
He's just good with everyone.
Oh, man.
But he introduced me to Little Mac. Now, Little Mac is
Mac's
fucking
great,
boss.
Yeah.
Oh,
I love
my
Little
God.
Mac.
There's like jumping punch that he has that can just knock people off the stage.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah, it's good. So I enjoy Little Mac lately.
But Smash on the Switch is like, that's a game that we knew was going to happen, and it's coming.
And I'm
now.
sure it's going to come out in September now when they launch their online service. It makes sense.
If they don't do that, then they're dumb.
Yeah.
Okay, they're not dumb, but they're dumb.
So that's going to be a big focus. Splatoon expansion stuff that they've already announced. Maybe they'll focus a bit on that. I don't think we'll hear anything about Odyssey or Breath of the Wild.
Maybe it will be just like little quality of life things like, hey, we added in I mean, I don't know if they would, but like, in Odyssey they've added little like tweaks and additions. So maybe it will be like, hey, we've added a new level, or so, I don't know, like maybe a new DLC. I wouldn't be surprised, but I'm not expecting it. They're going to focus on
Captain Toad Treasure Tracker, which is coming out in June as well, which looks really fun. But the big ones, we know Metroid Prime 4 is not coming out this year, but
so they say.
I expect them to show gameplay.
Oh yeah, I mean, last year they showed the splash screen. Did they show anything like that?
They just showed the fucking title.
Oh yeah, so it was like, hey,
they just showed that fucking 4 and everyone lost their
like,
minds.
Wow.
Yeah.
So if they show, will we get gameplay or just a trailer?
No, I think gameplay.
Nintendo's
Directs always like reveal something with gameplay, like do this and that in this amazing world. But what's cool about Nintendo is that they have so many directs throughout the year that even if it doesn't appear at this direct, they could show it in 3 months' time.
Yeah.
Like it's not like, we have to wait a whole year to see it. You know what I mean? So it could be. I would expect it though.
What other Nintendo stuff
Pokemon
is coming? 100%. Oh yeah. What other Nintendo? 100%. Pokemon is definitely coming.
Yeah. I think they're gonna. According to the rumors, they're gonna reveal it before E3. There's going to be an event next week that they reveal.
Okay. But are we expecting like the handheld Pokemon staple on Switch now? Are they making that jump?
I think core Pokemon games on 3DS are done.
Yeah.
And I think now the core games are going to be... I was actually speaking to Darren, friend of the show, and Critical Hit Rider.
What's up, Darren?
He was... Because he plays all the Pokemon games. He loves them.
Yeah.
And when he was reading these rumors about the Pikachu and Eevee versions and them returning to Kanto and stuff, he was like, this sounds cool, but it doesn't sound like a core Pokemon game. In the sense that it might not reveal a new generation of Pokemon. The whole idea is that 8th gen Pokemon are meant to be revealed with this new one. So he thinks that this will be Pokemon for Switch, but not the one that introduces all these new Pokemon.
Okay, so are they still going to have a handheld Pokemon?
So my question to that would be, will that new one be... So will this one not be considered a core entry? And will the core entry then come out later on Switch and 3DS? Or is it just like they're buying time to make a core one?
Yeah.
Or I don't know.
Do you think they would make a core one and release it on the Switch and 3DS? No.
I think if they were going to do that,
they would have
put Sun and Moon on Switch already.
Yeah, you're right. So right.
I definitely think they're ready to make that jump because Nintendo want to sell like over 30 million Switches by the end of their next fiscal year.
Just do Pokemon.
So
they'll do it so
Pokemon
easily.
sounds like that could do it. Yeah.
And Smash, yes, they're going to have...
Yeah, Smash.
If they do both of those, I don't know.
I think it's definitely Smash in September. If there's a Pokemon, November, December. And then we have Metroid Prime next year.
Yeah.
And, at the Direct, they start teasing stuff that will come out next year. Like, there's Switch ports that I still want to see there's Wii U ports that I still want to see on Switch. Like, I was talking to someone at work yesterday. I was like, why can't we get, like, a collection of Zeldas on the Switch?
Oh, yeah.
Fuck, give me another reason to buy Wind Waker.
Throw it on Switch.
Fuck. Okay. So this is like out of there, probably never going to happen. But a fucking remake or a remaster of Majora's Mask on Switch would blow my mind. Oh my god.
Nintendo have done not remake, like complete from the ground up.
They did it on the 3DS, but fuck. Please, I will buy that day one. Reggie,
you'll buy the Switch version, man. There will be the limited edition Zelda.
Man, I love Majora's Mask so much, and a cool collection of games on the Switch of just previous Zelda games, because
Yeah.
Breath of the Wild was many people's first Zelda. Like, give them a chance to play the
see
ones
where it came from.
Yeah, the ones that hold up today. I think Wind Waker is probably the best one because its art style doesn't age. Like, it looks good regardless. So, did you ever play Wind Waker?
No.
Do you still have your Wii U?
I never had a Wii U.
Oh, did you just borrow Jeff's?
Borrowed Jeff's, yeah.
Do you want to borrow mine and play Wind Waker?
I'll wait for the remake.
It's such a good game. Except the
I'll
saving.
wait.
It's
I'll wait
garbage.
for the remake. Oh, I've played not on the 3DS, on the DS. They had those 2D ones. Those are like the more recent ones.
Oh,
I
I actually
played.
bought one the other day, like A Link Between Worlds.
No, but like the Toon Link ones. There's one where he's on the ship.
Oh, that's
what's it
the
called? I'm just gone
sequel
blank.
to fucking Wind Waker, Phantom Hourglass.
No, I'm so confused. Have I played Wind Waker then?
Yeah. So
is Wind Waker the one on the ship?
yes.
Okay, so I have played it. Is that the one that you want a remake of?
I mean, I wouldn't mind one, but they remade it for Wii U.
Okay.
So it goes. Toon Link is only in 3 games.
Yeah.
Wind Waker. Then there was Phantom Hourglass, which is only on 3DS, which was a continuation of Wind Waker. You also had a ship. Then after that comes Spirit Tracks, which was a train.
Wait, then I played Phantom Hourglass, I think.
Yeah. Phantom Hourglass is a direct sequel to Wind Waker.
Here's the mind-blowing thing, okay, is that when you and I first met, I don't think you'd ever played a Zelda game.
Nope.
And now, you're like
Now I'm
the
explaining the
walking
fucking
Zelda encyclopedia, like,
hierarchy.
yes, actually, this game came out this first, and then this one came out. Jeez, like, I'm behind now.
I'm actually mistaken. Phantom Hourglass was a DS game, not a 3DS.
Yeah, it was
Yes.
DS.
It's a good game.
But yeah, on that note, though, what surprises are we expecting from Nintendo? I mean, what blew me away is that year one Switch, like, here's a main Mario, here's a main Zelda. And those are like their staple franchises.
I don't think we'll hear anything of like a new Zelda or Mario for some time.
I also don't think so, but I mean,
I think
2D Mario is too soon for that, I think.
Oh shit, a 2D Mario actually. Huh.
Like a 2D Mario wouldn't, I mean, those often are really
Or maybe
good.
another Mario RPG.
Maybe like even a Paper Mario or something, yeah.
Wonder if they'll talk about. There was a rumor going around this week that Retro Studios are working on a Grand Prix / kart racer for the Star Fox franchise. Now, my prediction is that, firstly, Eurogamer Tom Phillips reported it, and he has very good sources, and he's usually they were the ones who leaked the Switch like entirely before it was announced.
Oh, geez,
Hands down, knew what was happening. What would be interesting is if they use this as a way to kind of revive F-Zero. So have a Wipeout-ish game, because like Star Fox kind of lends itself to that aesthetic.
Yeah.
So that'd be fucking cool.
I mean, why not?
Yeah, I would take that.
It's funny because when the Switch came out last year, it was, I mean, I've gone over this many times now, but it's like, this is a really strong year for Switch. I don't know how they're going to top it. Not that they have to top it, but how they're going to. And we're at the stage, and I'm fast forward many months, like, well, they've got Pokemon, and they've got, Super Smash, obviously. It's like, well, okay, cool, that's this year. But what's coming out after that now? Like, how are they going to top that? It's like, I don't know.
They're just on this crazy momentum. Like I said, like we say what's coming next year, it's probably Metroid and something new, maybe. Something entirely new. I definitely think Smash and Pokemon are going to be your big hitters this year. Yeah.
And Nintendo have been good in, it hasn't always worked out for them, like in a stellar fashion. Like ARMS is a good example. Cool game, but
I didn't find its audience.
Not breaking records or anything. Splatoon's another good example of just something completely different. So I'm curious to see if Nintendo are going to just keep spitting out completely new IPs, or they like, no, let's put them on hold for now.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see. Like, Nintendo's conference was surprising last year because we've got the announcement of a new Kirby game. We knew that you knew Yoshi was coming, Yoshi game, and like they announced Kirby last year, and then it came out in March.
Yeah, it's really here.
So, yeah, I would not be surprised to see new announcements like that, just existing properties or new ideas around existing properties.
You know what they need to announce? A Wario game for the Switch.
Fuck, people would lose it, like Wario Party or something.
Yeah, like the, I don't know.
I'm mixing Mario Party and Wario.
Wario Party, they should just call it that though. Because no names come. I mean, no Wario. The names of the games didn't come to mind. I don't remember them, but those Wario games. I mean, I had one on one or two on DS where it's literally just mini games. And it's
and they're good.
So good and so funny. I mean, on the Switch, put one of those games on the Switch with multiplayer.
Yeah,
that'd be perfect.
I'd 100% be down for that.
And with the Joy-Con technology, I mean, they can do some really fun shit.
I wonder if they'll announce new things for Labo, like new variety kits or stuff like that.
They probably will, but let me just interject a prediction from John Michael here.
Actually, let's get to questions because we're like at 2 hours already.
Let me say.
This is a long podcast.
It is very long. Okay, let me just get to...
But I think we've covered a lot of bases.
We did, yeah. Wait, I'm trying to open Twitter here.
Preparation.
Do you want to talk about our sponsor, Movement Pocket Watches?
Movement Pocket Watches. Wow. You're on the ball, yeah.
Oh, no, so, I've got one every week.
Movement Pocket Watches. So we don't make watches, we don't make sunglasses, but we make pocket watches. Yeah. We try and cut out the middleman in between and bring you great prices for your
pocket watches,
antique pocket watch.
They don't go on your wrist, they go in your pocket.
What about ones that hang from your glasses? That would weigh your glasses
down. That would. So you'd have to buy two. So it's good marketing.
What if one attaches to your shoe and then when you're running, you have to like flick your foot and then catch it in your hand and then you can see what your time is?
Well, that's our sister product, Movement Epic Pocket Watches.
Sport edition.
And the slogan for this non-sponsor is so easy. It's pocket watches. Joy in the pocket movement.
Oh,
bam.
Pocket watches.
I put a lot of thought into these during the week.
Clearly see.
I'm like, which brand will I rip off this week? Yeah. Okay. So our first question. Well, not question. This is just a prediction.
I think I got some of my replies today as well.
Yeah.
Let me just check.
Someone said they want to see the super secret BioShock project, which I actually completely forgot about.
So yeah, 2K. Like I said, Take-Two, who are the parent company of 2K. Very confusing. They said they're not announcing anything new at E3, if I read correctly. But we do know that a secret BioShock project is probably being made thanks to a leak by Jason Schreier.
Oh boy!
Who said that a lot of people at the Mafia studio were unhappy that they weren't working on the secret BioShock game across the road. So yeah, I think that's happening. I don't think we'll see it.
Yeah. Okay. Migs says he wants to see you shouting out. Well, sorry, not shouting, screaming checkpoint chat in the audience.
What? Oh, in the audience.
Screaming it out. Now, I thought about this, okay? Being in the world of marketing, this is like a brilliant, I would never expect you to do it, but just imagine, okay, this is a brilliant opportunity. So you sitting wherever you are in the conference, and then at key moments, you just shout out, like as soon as it goes down, you just scream out like checkpoint chat, and people hear that. But then the internet's good enough, it'll be like, hang on, checkpoint chat was screamed out at 4 of these conferences.
Yeah,
maybe that's that's a teaser, and they're like, whoa, there's a podcast. Maybe this is like alluding to some big game release.
We just see like the listenership after the conference is just spiked.
Yeah, and then next week, well, not next week, when you come back from E3, like, hey, new listeners, sorry, no new game, but thanks for tuning in. It's a good stunt. Migs, I'll give Sandy some money to do it.
Cool. I'll run on stage and hug Phil Spencer and wear a Checkpoint Chat t-shirt.
Like Checkpoint. Okay.
I have a quick one. David Mueller was just like, besides Battle Royale, everything. I think we covered that.
Yeah, we did actually.
I think Battlefield will have one. I think Call of Duty already has one. But I think because the two big shooters out there have one, I would be surprised to see every game under the sun try and replicate that, because as much as we say, hey, it happened with the MOBAs, like the E3 is for bigger publishers, and not every big publisher was chasing the MOBA scene. That was the smaller games.
Yeah, you're right.
So I don't think we're going to see a lot of that at E3.
You're so right. You win 300 E3 points, which you can spend at E3.
Sweet.
You want.
Buy one burger.
Buy one burger. Oh my gosh. Are you looking forward to eating burgers all day, every day?
Pure In-N-Out.
Are you going to eat In-N-Out?
Yes.
Oh man.
I'll send you photos.
You're going to hang up the vegetarian cape.
Pure, just for In-N-Out.
Just for In-N-Out.
So good.
Okay, Zoe, our number one mommy listener, says, I want to see some more Beyond Good and Evil 2. So cover that. They probably will show
I think
something.
they all showed. Yeah, I'm in the same boat as her. I'm keen to see more of that game, because the more I see of it, the more it doesn't look like a Beyond Good and Evil game, but it looks like that and No Man's Sky smushed into one. So it looks
Done deal.
ambitious as fuck. Like,
in news this week, just for like a 5-second thing, No Man's Sky is getting multiplayer.
Yes, I saw. Yeah.
Which is something interesting. Maybe they should have had that in the beginning. I don't know. Okay, sorry. Part of Zoe's thing, she wants to see a big Ubi celebration now that Vivendi has backed off.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. Because last year, did you watch Ubisoft's conference last year?
Yeah, and I remember we mentioned a few weeks ago, they were like, please help us.
Yeah, the whole like getting everyone on stage, and they all like, we get to make the games we make because we're independent and this and that, and it's like, please help us, they're pointing a gun at our head, like
send help.
Send help, please. Poor Yves is like holding back tears, like, please.
And out of the audience someone shouts checkpoint chat, and people are like what? You have to hijack moments like
Yeah, it would be cool for them to come out on stage and be all celebratory. I'd love to see Aisha Tyler come back.
She wasn't there last year.
No, she wasn't there last year. Like, I think she does a good job.
It's so funny because I think the first few years people are like, no man, like who is this person? But it became a thing of like, it's not Ubisoft without her.
I mean, she has her cringe moments. Like, but like she has her like, oh, make a meme moment, whatever. But she's got the enthusiasm and she's fun. And I think
she's just a staple. She was a staple, and I'm like, cool. Yeah. Like it's weird without her.
And also since then, I've been watching Archer a lot, and she's the voice of Lana on there, and I fucking love her. She's awesome.
Just bring her back.
Yeah.
Okay. Yours. So he's sending us a multi-layered response here.
Sweet. Also,
XOXO. Also, wouldn't mind a tease of new Dragon Age stuff. Glazed over that.
I highly doubt that will happen.
Yeah, I think it's 100% Anthem.
BioWare's focusing on Anthem. I think even the guy who's writing Dragon Age said that they have had talks about Dragon Age, but they're all hands on deck for Anthem. Yeah. So I don't think so. Maybe a mention, maybe like, hey, Dragon Age, whatever, but something. I don't think so.
Yeah. And last part of her response, and she wants to see gameplay on the Xbox stage with the new controller for differently abled gamers.
That'd be cool.
I think it would be cool. I don't know if they will show it on this. Maybe they will. They have like a quick demonstration of it. Yeah,
that'd be cool.
Which is cool. Yeah.
I think there was also rumors that they would announce a new version of the Elite controller. So that'd be cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I actually thinking about that. That'd be a nice way to show off the controller, like, hey, here's this person who struggles to play the game because they don't have fine motor skills with their fingers, or hey, here's someone who only has one hand. This is how the controller adapts.
They don't even have to show anything on stage, but if they put together a video where it's just like a showcase moment or whatever,
I think it'd be a good heartfelt moment. And not to say that they would just capitalize on that for the fields, I think it's a good way to show.
I think it's something worth shouting about.
I mean, it's the main stage for Microsoft, and they should be showing that they cater.
Exactly. Okay, so that's all from Zoe. We've got my colleague John Michael. He WhatsApped me.
Is he the Souls guy?
He's the Souls. Oh, the Blood. Oh wait, I'm sure he'll be excited to see more Soul Calibur. Are they showing anything of that, or is it?
Who makes it? Bandai Namco. Bandai Namco. I think
we'll see more Geralt.
I saw they revealed Yoshimitsu for Soul Calibur.
Yeah,
Yoshimitsu vs Geralt.
Oh man.
At Gwent.
Oh, sorry, I have to mention, I know we're running out of time, but it's funny because when I was playing The Witch, I'm obviously talking about it to him, and then that news came out that Geralt's in Soul Calibur. And he's like, and just so you know that, like, it's not that they're just shoehorning him in. It's actually possible that he would show up in this universe, but you won't know how yet, because I'm not at that point of the game.
Yeah, it's some fucking bullshit about alternate dimensions.
Yeah, but after you play the part in The Witch, you're like, oh, yeah, he just hops through different dimensions. He could very easily just hop into the
Soul Calibur story is weird.
What?
Super weird. What I like is that in the gameplay you could see him casting his individual spells like Igni and whatever, and that's cool. Yeah, like it's cool. Not just, hey, here's spells. Here's Geralt as an art, asset, but he doesn't fight like Geralt.
Yeah, he's Geralt. Okay, so anyways, John Michael says he wants to see Bethesda's next RPG. But he says he wants to see it announced and released this year, which isn't a bit not surprising, because I mean, Fallout was announced. Fallout 4 was announced. It's like, oh yeah, that's coming in like
6 months.
Was it 6 months? Like, there we go.
I mean,
no, it was less than 6 months.
It came out in November of that year.
Yeah, so
generally Bethesda announces stuff and it's out before their next E3.
Yes.
I mean, last year they announced Wolfenstein 2 and Evil Within, and that came out before the end of the year.
Yeah.
So,
So I mean, that wouldn't
I wonder
surprise
if this
me.
new Star whatever tease is an RPG.
An actual announcement, like it's an announcement and it's out. And can you imagine how
That'd
people
be cool.
lose their shit?
That'd be
Oh my
fucking
gosh,
yeah,
yes.
cool.
I'm down for this trend of like, here's a game, it's coming in the next 6
me
months.
too. Me
I mean,
too.
Resident Evil 7 is like, oh yeah, it's Resident Evil 7, it's coming out in January.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah.
Although there was that thing of like, it's coming out in 6 months, this game's gonna
Yeah, it's gonna be
tank so
trash.
hard.
Yeah,
And
no way. It was fucking
best
great.
Resident Evil ever. He says he also wants to see Bloodborne 2.
Don't think it's happening.
You said you don't think it's going to happen.
I think I'm
convinced
firmly on the train of Tenchu right now,
Yeah.
or an entirely new IP. I don't think we will never get a Bloodborne 2. I just don't think it's now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then his last prediction says, so you mentioned Nintendo Labo potentially having more stuff,
Variety
more
kits,
varieties.
yeah.
He says, I also predict Nintendo Labo 2, where instead of cardboard, gamers can make their own Switch-compatible sock puppets. So take from that what you will. This was sent at 1:45 in the morning, so take from that what you will.
Nintendo Muppets.
Nintendo sock puppets, man, yeah.
But then they can get people to just do their they're
their
basically getting
direct.
people to do their direct. Remember that Puppet Direct?
The
Man, that was
Puppet
fucking
Direct
weird.
is the best direct
No.
intro ever. That
No.
intro was the best.
The
Come
intro
on.
was cool, but what the? It was so weird. It was, and that was also at the time when Nintendo conferences were kind of laughed at because it was still their Wii U era. It was like,
Dude,
ooh,
I
what is
love
going
that
on here?
comments. I still go back and I watch it where it's like, I can't remember how it starts, but I just know there's a one moment where they open the door and there's Reggie doing push-ups.
Yeah.
It is like Nintendo 62, Nintendo 63, Nintendo 64. And it's like, oh, okay. And then you just see these three puppets walking down.
It's like Miyamoto.
Oh, man, it's
and
so good.
I remember that was at my first E3, and I remember being in the taxi or the Uber with Zoe on the way to the conference. And I was just scrolling through Twitter, and everyone's going, what the fuck is this Nintendo conference?
I love Nintendo. They
Like,
just do
and they're
more
like, there's
shit
puppets,
like that.
and I'm like, what is going? This is before I got exposed to Nintendo
Yeah.
completely. So I was just like, this.
The
is,
hell is
wow,
going-
what is going on here? Yeah,
Yeah, and I think that's it.
cool. That was some
Yeah.
cool questions. I enjoyed that.
Shiza, yeah, thanks for the questions. And
If you have more E3 questions, you can always just ask them.
yeah, it's the E3's in 3
E3
weeks.
season.
So
So
I mean, in talking about other stuff, we probably will touch on it in game and he's like, oh, this was announced or revealed, and like, well, this probably will fall into this. So this
and
isn't the end of
we'll probably have
predictions.
to get pretty inventive because I think news is going to dry up in the next 2 weeks
I know.
like, pretty badly.
We-
And new releases.
We're
as well.
good though. So next week you can talk to us about Labo if you've done
Yeah,
anything
finally,
from it.
eventually,
Yeah.
if I've actually
You'll
used
play
it.
our piano intro.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll be fine. So,
But yeah, that was cool. I think between now and E3, there might be a whole bunch of stuff that's revealed still because a lot of people
Yeah.
try get in front of the news cyclone that is E3. So I'm sure we'll have stuff to talk about. But yeah, if you have
That's
any
fun.
suggestions or any of these predictions have kind of like spurred any ideas from you, let us know.
yeah, at Checkpoint Chat or
Yeah, at Checkpoint Chat on Twitter or checkpointchatpodcast@gmail.com.
gmail.com.
No one emails. Oh, to be fair, I haven't looked at our emails. So
I check every now and then.
do you? Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
There's like
Glad
an email
Maddie's
from
on top
5
of that
weeks ago,
shit.
like, hey, I'm an avid listener. Please answer this question.
Yeah, Jesus Christ, that'd be pretty bad.
I'll check every now and then. so don't worry.
And then, as always, you can catch us on Apple Podcasts, Google
all of
Play,
the casts.
Overcast, Pocket Casts. There were a bunch of people asking me whether we get money from, because some of these services that we're on have subscription fees, and someone asked me if we get money from them. We don't. So please don't feel inclined to pay these services. You can very easily grab our RSS feed off anchor.fm/checkpointchat and inject that RSS feed into whatever
Platform you listen.
whatever podcast app you have. Please don't feel bad if you're not paying us. We are getting none of that money.
But if you want to send us envelopes with money, we wouldn't say no.
Yeah. Or if you want to do a cash and transit heist and
I know.
give us a whole bag, I'm cool with that.
Yeah. Just don't kill people.
Don't arrest me, please.
Don't, no. Whoa, was that the FBI side?
All the way from America?
They'll never get through your dogs.
But yeah, this was fun. I enjoy talking about E3.
Yeah.
I love E3.
Yes, E3
it
is
reinvigorates
just
me.
great, yeah.
It's really fun. And I'm super excited to head off to LA. We'll chat in episodes to come about how we're going to deal with me being away for 2 weeks.
I'm just going to
Sniff.
have a photo of Al, like, in my bedroom and I'm going to kiss it goodnight every night. Because that's not weird at all.
Not at all.
Like, I'll miss you.
Maybe we'll get Jeff to podcast with you.
Oh, no.
So it'll be you talking and him
Wait,
real grumpy.
Isn't Jeff going?
Oh, fuck, yeah, he is. Never mind.
I was like, shit, Jeff's going. No one.
But he's only away for a week. I'm away for 2 weeks.
Oh shit.
Because I'm going to San Francisco
Get Jeff to step in for you.
Yeah. No, but we'll figure something out.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, that was episode 11. Hope you enjoyed.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming, Maddie.
Yeah, thanks.
I'm glad thanks for bringing me pastries.
Oh, yeah, you're welcome. I'm glad I didn't get robbed on the way. My staged another transit truck.
No, you got to be careful as it comes back for their goods.
Oh man.
That's been episode 11. Thank you for listening.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.